Being the most replaceable Buffalo Bills player is not even what you think. We are going to get into that and more today on the Post-Podium Podcast. Y'all stay tuned.
Hey, this ain't a drill. Only time I plan is on the field. And when I'm on the field, no, I got mad skills. And you know we about to eat this a fast meal. Y'all gotta pay for this heat like a gas bill. We keep on coming back, so yeah, they mad still. Everyone sick, make them pay with some bad bills. Red, white, and blue like Superman, so you know we eating at the Super Bowl. Kill the competition, set up the funeral. Josh Allen catching all the shots you go for. We callin' blitz. Ready to start, we ain't calling no quits. I'm the #1 draft pick. A lot of y'all talk, but I ain't hearing it. Only listen to Keyshawn and the talk about the Bills dominating on the field. All our players got them skills. Buffalo gon' make a kill when we talk about the Bills. Dominating on the field, and our players got them skills. Buffalo gon' make a kill.
What's going on? Welcome back to another live episode of the Post-Podium Podcast, home of the all truth, no sodium takes. I am your co-host, Aramis.
And you got me there.
I got you. Yeah.
I just saw it for the first time with you all. Pretty snazzy.
You like it?
40 keys is in approval here.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Lady, shut up. We could have been early, actually. We decided to wait a while. We were like, what do we do? We was like,
I know, it was the weirdest thing ever.
It
Listen,
was.
Shout out to Dave from Built in Buffalo for doing that for us. He put that whole thing together. We like, we're comparing notes and stuff like that. And I'm just like, with the analytics thing I got going on, all the stuff, like I wasn't gonna have time to do that. So he was very gracious enough to knock that out for us. Big ups to Dave from Built in Buffalo. Looking forward to all the work that we're going to be doing with the Built in Buffalo network. So y'all stay tuned for that for sure.
Say less. You want some mobile entries? Say less.
You know what I'm saying? So okay, let's get this out the way, because we start every show like this, and I think this is going to continue because I kind of like this. My weekend was horrible. My weekend
That's a hell of a start.
was absolutely like so Mafia Con was Saturday. I literally I was out till about 12:30 Friday night working, right? Got home, just exhausted from the week that was. So I didn't even get up and out of the house until 9. So I worked from 9 till about 5:30, got home, got something to eat, watched a movie with the wife, and then left out at about 8:30 and worked until midnight again, right? Then I call myself having this list, and this was probably my biggest mistake. I made a list.
Yeah, you don't do that.
I was so ambitious going into my only day off that I really tried not to work on that. I was going to get all this stuff done, right? So the first thing on this list was do the rear brakes on my truck. Okay. So Aramis has never worked on electronic brakes before.
Yeah.
Aramis is used to, mechanical, just regular mechanical brake, nothing electronic. No, don't need a scanner tool for any of that kind of stuff. But I knew this was coming, so I bought the scanner tool, right? So in the process of disengaging the electronic rear parking brake and getting the brake pit, the caliper pistons to retract and all that kind of stuff, I got mixed up in the step-by-step process, and I hit the brake pedal while the caliper was off of the bracket.
Right.
It caused the caliper piston to push all the way out of the caliper. So then I had to go and spend another $200 for a new caliper. Had to go back, put that back on the truck. Luckily, Junie was on his way over to the house anyway, so I had him help me bleed the system, because it really is kind of a two-man job if you don't have a vacuum system. So he helped me bleed the brake lines and all that kind of stuff. Got that knocked out. Still had to do the brake pads on the other side. After I finished that, got some trouble codes on the check engine light. Had to go back through the whole system, check all the electronic plugs, make sure those are pushed all the way in till they click and all this kind of stuff, because I was reading shortages on the codes. So I promise you, I started this project at 12, 1, somewhere around there. I did not finish until 8 o'clock at night.
I had to be at least 8 beers in by the time you got done with this thing.
Bro, I was furious because of like a regular brake job, mechanical brakes take me about a half hour. Like it's so easy. It's not even funny. I could do it in my sleep. But going through the troubleshooting process of trying to find out what the code issues were and lifting the truck up, taking it inside, like and the whole entire time, I'm just like, yo, I'm supposed to be doing 5-6 other things right now. You know what I'm saying? So I what was crazy about that is I get done at 8:00. I'm like, all right, I know I promised the babies that I would play a game with them. So, Junie was there. So we all played Roblox Rivals. Right?
Oh boy, you and Roblox.
So we played that for an hour. Then I had a meeting with Coach D about, the marriage coaching stuff at 9.
Mm-hmm.
Or not the marriage. It's kind of like this, the collective business stuff that we do together. Right. So we had a meeting for that stuff at 9. So from 9 to about 9:45, I'm in this meeting, get out, and the children are just done with Roblox. So I'm like, all right, well, if y'all done playing, and I took Junie home, and by the time I got to bed, because I still had to come home and do the thumbnail and all that kind of for the show, I didn't get to bed until 12:30.
Look at you.
Had to be up at 5:30.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Worst weekend ever.
You're gonna start drinking coffee.
Huh?
You're gonna start drinking coffee.
I do. Okay.
I mean, coffee.
Oh yeah, no, I don't. I can't.
Oh, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. I'm talking about coffee.
Let me lose some weight first to see if I get some energy back with that.
What the hell is this elixir? Is my coffee?
Yeah, I can't. The stuff you be drinking? Nah, that's gonna put extra hair on my chest.
I had a shot of espresso in there today because I didn't go to sleep last night. I don't know why.
I don't know why. You drink gallons upon gallons of the strongest coffee bean juice
I didn't have it yesterday.
You can find,
right,
and you wonder why you don't go to bed.
Yeah, but I got the Natrals in the trunk now. Look at the triple Z's on the front because I'm about to get some good. I almost work till 10:30 tomorrow.
You going all night?
Oh, but see, the thing is, the airport they like to piss all on my sleep cornflakes. Because Friday was a win. I got off at 3:15 on Friday. That was a win. I'm supposed to be off at 1.
Okay.
So Saturday, nondescript. Yeah. But I can tell you this: being a dad is very rewarding. If you guys have sensitive ears or you don't like things, mute it just for a moment.
You don't like things?
Like sensitive things.
Oh, okay.
So this is dad moment 1,000 with Ken.
Okay.
I go pick up Ken at mom's house 12:30ish, just after midnight, and we're just driving down Niagara Falls, like nothing, just chilling, not listening to anything in particular. I think DMX. I introduced him to DMX this time.
Okay.
And so he's like, Dad, I'm like, what? He's like, I know what that Aaliyah song's about. I said, what are you talking about? He's like, Rock the Boat. I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, Dad, come on now.
I know.
He's like, rock the boat. Rock the boat. He's like, work the middle, Dad.
Oh.
Stroke it for me, Dad. Stroke it for me. Dad, you thought I didn't understand this? I'm like, I bust out laughing because I'm 42. I never thought about it like that.
Really?
But I hate the song anyway. I've always hated the song because she died doing that video.
Yeah.
So like for you guys that don't know, that was like my childhood crush. That was it.
Really?
Oh, that was it.
Wow.
I was gonna be Mrs. Houghton or Mr. Houghton, Mrs. Houghton. I didn't care. I was gonna be there. That's all that mattered. I was
take her last name.
I was gonna take her last name, have her babies. but yeah, so then he's like, now ain't no pause, Big Papa, because it's press play. It's a girl. My son 9, he figured out biology just that fast. And I'm like, I don't play this song. T didn't really play this song. I don't know. I mean, she probably did for whatever reason, but I'm like, where did this come from? Like, just out of nowhere? Because DMX said something that I told him he couldn't listen to DMX because DMX says stuff.
Oh, he says a lot of stuff.
I know. And Kim was like, whoa, okay, I see why you say. I'm like, yeah,
right.
Yeah, this is why you don't listen to DMX. but that's what it came. He's like, okay, and on top of that, I heard things before, Dad, and that's where he segued into that. But no, he screwed himself last night because yesterday he wanted to go swimming. He didn't wake up early enough to go swimming. So T told him you can't go swimming because the aquatic center closes. So it wasn't like just being lazy, but like, dude, just one time in the house, one day a week in the house. This is it. So this man decided, you know what? She said, I didn't get up early enough. I'm going to double down. I'm just not going to go to sleep. He didn't go to sleep last night at all. So I'm tossing and turning. T's over here snoring it up, and his TV's on. I didn't hear him, but I hear a commotion at like 6:30 in the morning when she got up. And I'm hearing yelling and arguing this and third. And I hear bumping. I turn over. She's got her swim stuff. I go, where are you going? She's like, I'm taking him swimming. I'm like,
at what time?
it's 7 a.m. It's 7 a.m. He's fully dressed before she got out of bed. 8 and every. He had it in his mind. He is going to go swimming today. He's not missing it.
Where's swimming open at 7?
The Aquatic Center on Sheridan.
Yeah.
So he's already set. I mean, he never gets himself dressed. He never brushes his teeth without being told. He told me I had to tell him every day when I want him to get a shower. I said, why? If you smell yourself, get in the shower.
Yeah.
He said, nah, I need you to tell me that. I said, if you smell yourself, get in the shower. But his new thing is he got the Shaquille O'Neal cologne. I'm like, why are you wearing that if you want to be funky? You want to be funky? Leave the cologne to the side. Just wear your own natural nectars.
Oh God! No.
Just go natural.
It's way worse.
It's so much worse. But it's way worse when you cover it with Shaq Fu or whatever that's stuff.
Yes,
you got funk with the undertone of the Shaq. I can't get a good whip, whatever. But so I had an interesting weekend with Ken, but he always gives me plenty of material for this show. J Ham said, I'm already finally not choking from the Canadian wildfire. Facts. I looked in when I was walking today, I was like, it's not smoky at all.
Mm-mm.
Not at all.
It left us pretty quick.
Yeah.
But I heard
it moved down.
Yeah, like Rochester, New York City. It was pretty bad.
DC, Baltimore.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah, so I mean, we had our time and now it's on them. But when people complain about this, it's like, you're kind of being selfish. Because we got smoke, but where do you think that smoke came from? If we got that much smoke here, what do you think the people up there are going through? The people that are being evacuated because their houses are no more, their livelihood is gone, their cities are burning down, and people are like, oh, thanks, Canada.
Wasn't this one caused by a person?
I think probably.
So okay, so here's.
I think so. I think so.
And this is just an open thought. You know what I'm saying? Like, please don't judge me, but.
You never do.
Oh no, that's not necessarily true. Hasn't technology and science reached a point where we can deal with these kind of things?
Bro, Dubai makes clouds.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
clouds.
if you can make weather, right, why can you not control wildfires?
I don't know. I have no idea. That's the point. I'm like, can we not make something that's like you could drop? Because when we had the West Nile or whatever, whatever that mosquito flu was way back when they dropped that stuff down, do that again, right, over that stuff, because it's obviously a problem. This is 4 years in a row, 4 years in a row. So it's coming to this point. You should have an idea what causes it, where the underlying factor is, but you just said, maybe this will be the year. It won't happen. Yep. Now I fix it. Now Florida's on fire coming up this way, and that's going. Yeah. So,
are you serious?
Yeah, Florida they had a couple thousand acres of wildfire smoke billowing up north. And yeah, so it's.
I feel like this is on purpose. I know there's a lot of Democrats up in the northeastern area. Like,
why smoke them out?
Right. Like, why are you trying to mess up our air?
Join or else. Smoke them out. No, I mean, it's like it's not just money for the war. Go ahead, just drop some water, drop some flame retardant bombs on them. I guess you could call it. Do that.
J-Ham, I like that answer a lot. One word: capitalism is absolutely right, and let me take that a step further, because to be clear, capitalism itself is not the enemy. The type of capitalism that America practices, it's a bit perverted, right? Because it's a system that's designed by its, how can I say this? The way the laws are constructed, the way the policies are constructed, the way that the way that business is done here, it supplies more funds to the 1% than it does to the people that actually spend the money. And capitalism as a whole is like at its essence, it's designed to empower those that empower themselves, right? Which should mean it empowers everybody, because the idea of capitalism is I develop a product, I sell, or I help to build a product, and that product sells and we all benefit, right? So yeah, I wholeheartedly agree. Capitalism, I should say perverted capitalism, is to blame Patsy Cook. Yeah, smoke him out. Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
Well, I think Canada's singing the Brandon Bean approach and keep kicking at that fire door till they kick it open.
Oh God, don't say that, please. Can we?
I had to. Tommy was in here, but no, I actually it's funny because Daquan, he actually came up with Leonard Country. Yeah, I'm on that Leonard Country. I'm
Are you really?
Oh yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready for Leonard Country.
So let me. You know what? Let's do this. Because J Ham asked a question in Discord chat, and I asked him if it was okay if we.
You asked J Ham if it was okay. Man, this is our world. King Kong ain't got nothing on me. No, I'm joking. But yeah, no.
I'm just not saying nothing. That's between you and your cuz. But no, I'm kidding. Anyway, his question was, and that kind of brings, the question came up in my head because, we mentioned Jim Leonard, and there's a lot to touch on when it comes to, expectations of the defense versus what history tells us about that. What we've seen happen with the Bills in recent history. And I'm saying recent history as in within the last decade. But his question was, does the new safety duo of Bishop and CJGJ have the potential to match or surpass Poyer and Hyde? Yes or no?
I think they could. I think they could match it. I think they could match it. The reason why I thought so long about it because the biggest thing about Poyer and Hyde was it wasn't a drop in the bucket. That was a long-term investment. I think they both got like 3-year deals or whatever when they first signed here. So CJGJ is on a game by game basis right now because everybody's afraid of where he's going to end up or what his mouth is going to get him into.
He might say the F word on TV.
He probably already did it. So I think talent wise, yeah, they have the potential. I mean, they fit with each other in hand and glove. But I think Poyer and Hyde got to cook. They got to cook for years, before they really established themselves as not just a fluke, not just something that other teams couldn't scheme for. Because Poyer and Hyde actually were a duo that everybody knew existed and a duo that everybody was fearing because they'd seen it, but they didn't know how to. That was like a no-fly zone with those two out there. Mm-hmm. They were twinsies, and I don't think that unless CJGJ, unless he stays longer than a year, I don't think that they're going to have the chance to bond the way that Poyer and Hyde did. So stats wise in 2026, yeah, I think they could be a formidable duo just like Hyde and Poyer, but I don't know if the longevity is there.
Okay. I pasted the
Nico. There you go. He posted the Nico link.
Yeah. We should call it that now.
Yes.
No, it is the High Mic High Tech call-in link posted at the top of our chat. So go ahead and call in and let us know what you think about the safety tandem here and whether or not you think they could become as good, if not better, than Poyer and Hyde.
Yeah, I tended, Charles, that's what I was kind of thinking. He said, I think Kilgore and Bishop can be better long term. That's more so where my brain was going, but I think for this year, I don't think there's going to be a drop off. I think you'll see some electricity. I think you will. I really do.
It's tricky for me because what I don't want to do is I don't want to disqualify the question with something that I think most analysts would point to first, which is they're going to be playing in completely different systems. Mm-hmm. So it's very difficult to have an apples to apples conversation with these two safety tandems together. But I'll forego that. And I'll say, I do think it is possible for them to match or exceed what we saw from Poyer and Hyde. And the reason why is Bishop can become a great cover safety with coaching and time in development. He's been getting time on task more than most players usually get here in their first 3 years, right? He's been expected to be the starter since day one. Injuries have kept him out of training camp, but aside from that, he's been in just about every game, aside from the time that he's missed due to injury, right? So Factoring that in, he's now going to be getting coaching in a different system that is going to count on him to have to develop some skills in coverage, even though his main responsibility is going to be more box, right? And I'll say the CJ, GJ / Kilgore position, right? I'm in full agreement with you in terms of Kilgore being the guy that truly develops into that tandem, because I don't think that the Bills, unless CJ GJ comes out and has like 8 interceptions or something like that, I don't think he's in the long-term plan for the Bills.
No.
Right? So with Kilgore being there, the thing that I think gives them the opportunity to be better than Poyer and Hyde is both of their abilities to play the run. Right? We know Bishop is really, really good against the run. It's why he's going to be in the box safety position. He can develop into that same cover guy that Poyer is, and actually, as the years went on, Poyer got way better in coverage. Excuse me, as a safety, right? And then for Micah Hyde, he was always deep third because he was never really that great in the run. Kilgore is going to have the same opportunity Bishop had to get some time on the field this year to get used to the game, get speed up under his belt. He comes in and I think he'll be the starter next year. And with him being at like actual safety and not just that, dime back, nickel back position, I think he can be that, that guy that can cover and jump up and play the run. Right? You know what I'm saying? So the thing that I think I initially thought about this question though was, if you look at Poyer and Hyde, they both played corner in college.
Mm-hmm.
They both had time playing at corner. So their ability to play man coverage was innate coming into the league. It was in them. It was in them already. And for whatever reason, whether it was scheme or athletic limitations or whatever it was that caused them both to be pushed into safety positions, they brought that same skill set with them, which allowed them to basically dictate to an offense because they were able to cover so well, right? So I'm not saying that because our safeties right now don't currently share the same skill set that they can't be as good, if not better. I think what gives me optimism towards that is the fact that they're getting so much burn so young in their careers. So I think with that being in place, I think they're on a trajectory there.
Yeah. I agree. I like the youth movement. You have Bishop in his 3rd year now. You have Kilgore, who's going to be learning behind CJ GJ. I hope that he picks up some of his tenacity, some of his grit, his ruthless aggression, if you will, while pairing that with what he brings to the table as a former cornerback in collegiate ranks. I do think that would be a nice relationship between the deficiencies what Bishop has as a natural cover guy and what Kilgore has is maybe not as natural a fit in the run stop. Even though he's a nasty tackler, even though he's got an eye for the ball, I don't think that he's best suited for that role in this defense. I think his role in this defense more so see ball, go get ball, or see man ball goes to go take his head off, because he'll do that too. And I think if you put both of them out there and let them flow, because that's their natural skill set, that's going to enhance what you see on the field. When we're talking about what we saw with Poyer and Hyde, and the fact that Poyer was a cornerback, slot corner, whatever it is, by virtue of what Green Bay asked him to do. But obviously, you saw when he got to Buffalo, his natural position was flying all over the place as a safety. That interception against New England. I mean, that wasn't something you can practice for. That was an innate nature for him to just say, you know what, I got the ball, and he's not even close to it. Going across half the field to intercept the ball in the goal line, or was it Mac Jones or whoever it was at the time? It's like that play doesn't happen because you worked on it. You had reps in practice. That happened because it's instinct.
Yeah.
And I think CJ, GJ, Kilgore, people like that, they have that instinct. Whereas Cole Bishop has more of an instinct to say, "There's a tight end, I got him. There's a running back coming through this gap, I got him." And
working within structure.
Yeah, and if they communicate well, I mean, it's going to be beautiful. And that's why I love this Leonard Country thing. And it's funny because I'm gonna go off the reel just for a second. When I finally got a chance to turn on Tommy's show just for a second on Friday, and I caught him when he said something about he was talking about he doesn't understand why people jump on being like every other GM doesn't make mistakes. And in my mind, I'm like, I thought that was common sense, but now I think about it, people do jump on Bean more so. They're like, why does he do everything right? I guess so. However, I'm not changing my stance, but you know what he was talking about was a Josh Palmer pickup, you know, and how people are saying if you get rid of him, you wasted this money, this, that, and third, where you just got to cut bait, I guess, at some point with certain players. And I'm like, I agree with that. But see, that takes me back to, I think it was Jay Ham on the last show, who said if we traded draft picks and took a big swing at somebody and we missed, they'd be like, yo, what the hell are you doing? That was dumb. You messed up. You ruined it. No, I mean, for me, take the swing. It don't work. Do it again.
Right.
Take the swing. Don't work. Do it again. And I can't fault a person for that. So that's why that was and I thought when it came to what Tommy said on Friday, and I tie that into the CJGJs, I tie that into Kilgore, I tied it into even Geno Stones, which I don't like to pick up. You know, if they can work, if you took a swing, especially CJGJ, that's a big swing because you don't have a culture built anymore because McDermott's gone. You know, you gotta reinstall a culture of whatever Joe Brady wants it to look like, and you bring in this guy. And you know, what if they would have brought in? I'm not going to get into it, but what if they would have brought in Stephon Diggs? Whoa, the culture shot. How do you build culture with it? So it's like you're taking a swing. You're taking these big swings with certain players that fell off a cliff. Geno Stone, who was known at one point to give up on plays and not be that great of a safety, but then when he was in Baltimore, I think it was where he had like 6 or 7 interceptions, something like that. You know, you got Toriano Pride in the late rounds, this undersized guy that might be a slot guy, might not be. You know, so swings are being taken. You know, I think we jump on people like Kyrie Elam. Yeah, I just saw it, and that was a layup. We jump on him because everybody knew he was overdrafted. Everybody knew that he didn't fit what we were running in McDermott's offense or defense. Everybody knew it was going to be a project. You had no concession. Luckily, Benford, I know. Luckily, Benford came along and filled the role that Elam couldn't. But that's not to say don't keep swinging. Don't be afraid of swinging for the big, you know, for the fence. So tying it back into this question by Jay Ham with Bishop and CJGJ. I love it. If it doesn't work, you got Kilgore. If that doesn't work, you got Stone. If that doesn't work, you got a concession plan. And I'm going to get further into that when we talk about your main thesis for the show. Really, it just had me thinking.
Okay, really quick, because I don't want to lose this thought on when you were talking about Brandon Beane. I reached another I don't want to say plateau. I reached another level of thinking on Beane, and I think. So let me explain this. I think on a gradual basis, like a learning curve. You know what I'm saying? And I start off thinking a certain way because of the information I have at that point. And then as I begin to add context and information, that thought process either continues to graduate in the same direction or it changes. Right. So I reached this thought the other day, and I think my issue with Brandon Beane is it's not weighted in how bad of a job he's done, or even how bad of a job he's done relative to his peer GMs. I don't think that's my issue with him. I'm going to take us back to the year 20. Let's see, what year is this?
The year of our Lord 2020.
2022. 2022. Hey, real quick.
Yeah, I don't know how we do that, but yes.
Shout out to Laura, who's been a member for 17 months.
Hold it down to day.
I mean
300 or so.
Yeah, really.
She was like member like 53 or something like that. So we're in there.
Yeah, pretty much. So thank you for that, Laura. So let's take this conversation back to the year 2022, February 13th. The Los Angeles Rams played a game against the Cincinnati Bengals in SoFi Stadium and won a Super Bowl. Do we remember the moves that they made that year that they made the Super Bowl.
I don't remember the moves, but I know they were the moves. The boomer bust, F them picks, F that money, everything. Von Miller's.
They traded for Von Miller.
Mm-hmm.
I think they already had Leonard Floyd on the team, if I'm not mistaken.
I think it was already, yeah.
And they also picked up OBJ.
Okay.
They lost Robert Woods, so OBJ kind of took over that spot there, but it was Cooper Kupp, OBJ, and I think Whittington was their third receiver.
Ah, yes.
Right? And they played a Super Bowl in SoFi Stadium with home field advantage, and they won the Super Bowl. Now, at face value, you say, oh, great job, Bengals. You made some moves. You won a Super Bowl.
Rams.
But, oh, I'm sorry. What did I say? Bengals?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Great job, Rams. You won a Super Bowl. You know, great job. You made some moves. Great job. But if you go back to the beginning of 2022 in that season, and you kind of realize, damn, the Rams had to have identified halfway through the season, man, we got a real shot at having a Super Bowl at home. Let's make some moves to give ourselves the best chance to do so. Right? Okay. So we can look at that and we can brush that off as, oh, that's just a fluke. That doesn't mean anything. Everybody gets lucky, right? The same way that Brandon Bean likes to say, well, we'll just keep kicking at the door, as if it's this lottery that we have to win, and eventually that door will be unlocked one of the kicks that we kick. Right? But then you factor into that same context the year of our Lord 2026. The LA Rams have traded for Myles Garrett. They've traded for Trent McDuffie.
Yep.
They signed they signed Devontae Adams last season, right? They got offensive linemen. They made all these moves, and then now Aaron Donald is finna come back.
Mm-hmm.
And guess where the Super Bowl is? SoFi Stadium. So literally 4 years ago, the Rams did what they thought was the best thing to get them to the Super Bowl to win it, and they won it. And then here we are again 4 years later. They're applying the same exact formula. F them picks, give me the players. We're going to have a home game in the Super Bowl and give ourselves the best chance to win. And they are the favorite right now.
Yeah.
Being a GM is not just about being able to pick good players. Brandon Bean has picked good players. The other aspects that go into that start with understanding the moment and understanding what you actually have on your roster. And if you do not understand in this moment, you have the best quarterback in the NFL, and you are not going as far as the Rams are, who have a quarterback that is significantly older than yours and on the way out, and they are still doing whatever it takes to get that man a second ring on his way out, and you're still doing DJ Moore and a few other guys to give ourselves the best shot to kick at the door. And that's your effort?
When I heard, I was listening to Ryder and Graham coming in here, and they were doing the DraftKings over-unders. And quick game. DJ Moore. You know what his over-under receiving receptions are? 65 receptions they have him at this year. You want to know what his over-under for yards are for this year?
Oh, God.
You ready for this? 800 yards.
Oh, hell no. Bruh, if he comes down with 65 and 800 yards, go ahead.
They got him at 5.5 touchdowns.
You putting up Josh Palmer numbers?
But this is the funny part. Khalil Shakir, 70. They got him at 5 more receptions than DJ Moore and 130 less yards.
So basically, they're valuing DJ Moore the same way I'm valuing DJ Moore as an addition to this team.
Yes.
Daquan, I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. Are the Rams the favorite to anyone in this feat? No, we Bills fans. We think the Bills are going to win. I'm just telling you who the betting favorite is right now, right? So that doesn't mean that the Rams are my favorite, but for context, like I just the idea of doing your job in the NFL has to begin and end with what gives us the best chance to win a Super Bowl, bar none.
Yeah. And there's Laura. She's passive aggressive. Rams can kiss my $8 signs. JK, you ain't got to JK that. You ain't got to JK that.
You don't. Listen, it's okay to hate the Rams, but guess what? They figured out a formula to get it done. Yeah. Like literally, by a show of hands, how many people right now are watching this show and understanding all the moves that the Rams have made and thinking to themselves, "Oh, that Rams game is going to be easy win." No. If you are, you don't watch enough football. Go do some film study. If you truly understand what the Rams have accomplished this season in terms of preparing themselves and positioning themselves for a Super Bowl win. What?
DeQuan says Susan Lucci was a favorite to get the award. He went to All My Children.
Oh my God. Bro, I just gave you an example. The Rams made all these moves back in 2022 and they won it. Like, they've already shown you it works. Why would you, like, it's the equivalent of you're kind of nervous about me fixing your car, but then you bring it to me and I fix it and you pay me significantly less than you would pay at the shop. You drive off, you have no issues, the car works perfectly fine, and you didn't have to give an arm and a leg for that. You'd probably feel a little bit better about coming back to me the next time you need something, right?
Well, the thing about what Daquan said there, he doesn't care what they think. Susan Lucci, you ain't got to say Susan Lucci because I've heard the same thing about the Bills. Weren't the Bills Super Bowl number one contenders at one point in time, a few years in a row? The Bills. This is the Bills. Josh Allen a couple years ago. Yeah, didn't work.
We were the betting favorite for 3 years.
Yeah, I'm saying it didn't work out.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. I when I shake my head and you say, does anybody think that? Like, you know what? I thought about it. I don't think anybody is an easy game. I don't care if it's the Jets. I don't think anybody, unless we're playing the Washington Generals, is an easy game. So this is how I am.
I get that, and you're not wrong in that thought process. I get that. I'm simply trying to say that we as Bills fans remember what it was like going up against those Patriot teams that we knew we had to have a perfect game just to win. Yep. And I think over the last 2 years, we've seen the Bills, in a sense, revert back to that form, just with the best quarterback in the franchise history. You know what I'm saying? It's like those teams that we had, those Bills teams that we had before were complete except for the quarterback spot. We can never get that spot right. Now we've got the inverse. We've got the quarterback right, and we don't have a bunch of names that would be superstars around that quarterback. Yeah. Right. And here's the example of what I'm saying. Marshawn Lynch would be a superstar around Josh Allen. Lee Evans would be a superstar around Josh Allen. Eric Moulds would be a superstar around Josh Allen.
Andre Reed would be
a superstar playing with Josh Allen. Like, all of these players that we've had on our team, like Chris Valerio would be a superstar playing in front of Josh Allen.
D.V. Johnson going for 1,800 yards.
Mike Williams would probably be an all pro tackle playing in front of Josh Allen. He might be. He was quite possibly one of the worst Bills draft picks ever, but playing with a Josh Allen, he might actually be damn good. And so my point becomes, it's not necessarily about trying to capture who's picked the best players. It's who's done what was necessary at the right time to give ourselves the best chance, or at least, at the very least, a better chance than 98% of the teams in the NFL to win a championship. Yeah. And I'm seeing the Eagles did it, the Rams did it, the Chiefs did it. I'm tired of seeing other teams do it. I want to be that.
Yeah, and I was thinking about it. This is something I wrote Wednesday in my notes that I started them early for whatever. I just had stuff rattling around in my brain. By the way, before I forget, my dad's birthday was Wednesday.
Hey,
happy birthday, Dad.
Happy birthday, Papa Hammond.
My uncle birthday was on Friday. And happy belated to you. I know you watched the show, so
all right. Happy birthday, Uncle Hammond.
Even though I talked to you. But then I thought about it. I said, when do we get another player? And I thought about that because this stemmed from when we were talking to Dorothy in the Discord. We're poking fun. I was poking fun, but then I started throwing stats out there. But then it made me think. I said, why are we doing this? Because I said, I said, why do we covet players that do things that don't show up on the stat sheet all the time? Why is it always they do more than you think? But it doesn't equate. See, I think it was the Ravens or somebody. They have 9 players on the top 10 list for ESPN. Somebody else has like 8 players, 10 players, whatever the case may be. Why is it we have 2, the same 2, Josh Allen, James Cook? Josh Allen, James Cook. When does it stop? When does it end? When do we get that defensive end? When do we get that linebacker that gets some kind of recognition? Christian Benford, like him or hate him, honorable mention, 1 vote, sure, throw him one, something. But the thing is, we don't value that. See, as fans in Buffalo, we say, oh, he is a good blocker, or he's good on special teams, or he's a good locker room guy, or we got a lot of those. But then when do you take that big swing and say, you know what? I thought about it. I said, what makes a cornerback good? And this is not a shot at Benford at all. This is just saying what makes a cornerback good. What makes Patrick Surtain good? Because you don't throw to that side. Sauce Gardner, you don't throw to that side. He might have been nothing for a year in Colts or whatever, but you don't throw there because you know who that is and what he can do. So the thing is, when you look at cornerbacks, how many pass breakers do you have? How many interceptions do you have? What is the quarterback's completion percentage against you? And ours is just not up to par, especially the defensive of batted down balls, intercepted balls, things like that. It's not here. So when do we say we got to become a no-fly zone again? How do we become a no-fly zone again? When you look at the defensive line, I was watching. This is a thought I had, and I have a question for you guys in a couple minutes, but just going to anger some people because I have a thought, but I can disprove my own thought. So stay with me. But anyway, I was watching the 1990 AFC divisional round against the Dolphins. I think it was like 44-30 or something like that. The Bills won it, obviously. But I'm watching Richmond Webb as a rookie and a guard and a center and a tight end blocking one man. Who was that? Bruce Smith. And Bruce still making things happen.
Yep.
Like how raw do you feel to know that they are game planning against me and I'm still getting stats?
Yep.
Bruce Smith in his career has 7 games in his career of 3 or more sacks. 7 games. After that, it's like 3 for Bryce Paup, who did it in 2 seasons, 2 seasons, whatever the case may be. Then it goes down from the Marcelo Darius had like 2 seasons, whatever the case may be, 2 games. But we don't fill any of these stat layers. We don't fill any of these historical boxes that other teams have. You look at who they have and what they've done, accomplished in their walls of fame. And I'm not taking the family of circle of faith. Don't care. I'm talking about Hall of Fame, Wall of Fame, the things that they put for accolades on the walls. And they don't just throw up 12 men. They don't throw up just good guys and stuff like that. They look up, this guy did this. He held this league down for how many years? This guy was feared for how many years? How many games? What was his career like? And I'm looking at dudes. I'm like, man, did you know? I was watching this game. I said, Jim Kelly's putting boots to asses in this game. I said, I don't remember him being like this. I didn't remember. He was running the ball. He had like 5 carries for like 50-something yards. Josh Allen, I'm like, yo, what is going on?
Yeah.
But then I'm like, how many 300-yard games did Jim Kelly have? Couldn't have been that many. He was only getting like 3,000 yards a season. At 26. Josh Allen has 41 already, but it's a different era. But you get the point.
Yeah.
But then if you go down the list, guess who number 1 is? Tyrod, the last one, 18. Tyrod Taylor with 1 300-yard game. This is the freaking local legend. This is the guy that people told me I didn't know ball because this dude was good. 300 yards 1 time.
Yep.
Not even in garbage.
I remember us texting about that many times.
I said, I can't believe it. He did it. Yeah. Finally. It was like getting this whistle on Mario 3. That's what it was like. But I mean, like these stat levels. And I'm like, okay, Andre Reed is running amok. James Lofton is going crazy. You got Mark Kelso who had multiple seasons of 5 or more interceptions. But the thing is, these guys shouldn't be there. I'm not saying they weren't good, but where is the in between? There should be more. Yeah. Butch Bird, that's number 1 interception in 5 interception seasons. The 6 in the Bills' history. Number 1, 6. When you got guys like Polamalu, you got Reeveses, you got these guys who just inhale footballs for a living and make bank. Yep. And we're like, wow, we just got kicked at the door. And that's why for me, I'm like, man, come on, Bean. And it's not that I hate him. It's just like I'm tired of being so great when I got to keep saying, come on, Bean, please, come on, please. Yep. And now, like you said, with the Rams, it's like F them picks, F that money. We're gonna figure it out. We gonna drop it here, but then we're gonna clean it up in 3 years. But they have the audacity, they have the confidence, they have the arrogance to tell their fans, just stay with me now. I got you in 3 years. And that's what I want in Buffalo.
What I think people need to prepare for, and I know, there's going to be people that think, differently about this point, but Josh Allen is not going to be here forever.
Mm-hmm.
And what I think everybody needs to prepare themselves for is we are witnessing a franchise that is counter NFL culture as it pertains to the way that they build this team.
Yeah.
Right. They say that they build this team the same way as every other team. We build through the draft and we build we build a foundation and whatever. Right.
Mm-hmm.
But when you look at the way that the players are empowered here, it's very different from how they're empowered in other places. And what I mean by that is, case in point, franchises that have players like Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, they aren't going to operate the franchise from this standpoint of even the CeeDee Lambs of the world. And I mean, Micah Parsons got his way out because he wanted to get paid and Jerry Jones didn't want to pay him what he wanted to get paid. My point is, these owners for many, many years have been trying to box players in and force them to take the money that the owners want to give them. They have been trying to force these players to basically just do whatever the owners want them to do. You know what I mean? Stay with the team your whole entire career. Don't ask me for more money. Give everything you got for the team, even when your body is in pain. Give your all, because that gives us the best chance to win championships. But we don't want to pay you for that extra risk that you're taking and putting your body. We've seen all kinds of disputes with players and their injuries and how the team handles them. Brandon Ayuk, like that stuff is real, right? And the Bills have basically turned that entire process of team building on its head and said, we found a way to get players here to come in, buy in, not complain, not speak out, don't go to the media, keep the company talk in front of the cameras, and keep everybody's business to themselves, keep everything tight-lipped, all that kind of stuff, right? And the way that they've done that is, we have Josh Allen.
Yeah. And speaking of which, that's another point I had. It drove me nuts. I've said this numerous times, but I'm going to say it again. But before I do that, before I forget, Hi Mike High Tech. This is the segue you want, huh? This is how you want to do it. Okay. Just because he put this in the comment section doesn't mean he doesn't know electronics. This guy is very versed and very knowledgeable.
He may not know football, but he knows electronics.
He's very versed and knowledgeable on what he's knowledgeable at. And it ain't football, obviously. But what he knows is electronics. What you want to do, if you have anything that you want to work but doesn't anymore, contact this man because he knows what he's doing. Don't worry about the Temu cords out there. He told us not to get Temu cords in his studio.
That's very
we
true.
didn't listen. We said, we know better than you. We said we got it, and we didn't. We should have listened to High Mike High Tech. So what I'm asking for you to do, if you need something fixed, listen to him and do what he says, because your electronics will work smoothly.
No doubt, bro. All right.
Yeah. And no, to Josh Allen point, I heard it again. It's hard to build a team.
Oh God,
with Josh Allen. I don't know. It's on the radio. Somebody called it and said that when you were talking about why we don't have weapons. But this is my thing. Why do we have to accept that? Let me run down the list here. Top 10 quarterbacks in pay this year. Matthew Stafford, does he have weapons? Does he have other high contracts? Did they make other things happen? We just talked about it ad nauseum. Dallas, what do they have at wide receiver? Around Dak Prescott, who's the third highest cap hit in NFL in 2026. Deshaun Watson, they drafted 2 wide receivers. They still got Njoku, right? And you know what I just saw earlier?
What?
In 2027, you know who they're slated to get? Jeremiah Smith. They have them drafting him at 4. So you not only got Conception, Boston, now you're going to add Jeremiah Smith? But see, that's the thing. You don't have to pay. You don't have to pay. And before people say, well, you're not bad enough to get a number 4 draft pick. Well, what about number 19? What about number 20 where BTJ was drafted? What about moving up for a premier Njoku's in San Diego? Oh, good. San Diego.
Chargers.
LA,
that's right.
That's something like San Diego.
Yeah.
Good, because Justin Herbert happens to be on the list as number 2 highest cap hit this year.
Wow.
So you just made my point for me, Samantha. But the thing, but my point is, they're Sam Darnold, number 7, Baker Mayfield 6, Deshaun Watson 5, Josh Allen 4. Josh Allen's not even number 1. But the Bills will tell you, we can't build a team around that. No, you can't build a team around your dead cap.
Right.
That's your problem, your dead cap.
Yep.
So, I mean, my thing is like, if you can find a way to leverage, you're gonna pay money. But how about you get them in, see what they're about, and then give them the money? Because, like Stephon Diggs, if he was so out of favor with the Bills organization, which I'm still having a hard time with thinking that he left because of McDermott only. That's a hard thing for me, because he re-signed for McDermott. He knew what McDermott was and didn't like him then. Mm-hmm. But something changed. I'm not gonna say what it is, but there's a reason why Stephon Diggs says, I don't want to go back to Buffalo.
Right.
What's still here? I don't know. But when we're preaching this narrative and it's saying Joe Burrow's number 9, Jordan Love's number 10 in cap hits, and Joe Burrow's got 2 of the best wide receiver 10 in the league.
Yep.
I mean, you can do this.
But see, that's why I say understanding the moment is so big for general managers, because if you know that you're going to draft in the way that the Bills have drafted, you're trying to go for character guys, leadership, and all these other great characteristics of the person, they fit the culture, all that kind of stuff, then you have to make sure that at very key and very specific positions, you find the absolute best version you can find of that. And if you can't get it in the draft, then you better go trade for it. Mm-hmm. You better make sure that you find that somewhere in the league and get it onto your team, so that the vehicle that you're building to get you to a Super Bowl can actually drive straight. Yeah. And I think what's gotten lost in all that is we found Josh Allen. Right. Yep. So we've proven that we can identify great talent. We've got the key position that makes everything go. And then it's like, after that, well, we just got to keep sticking to our formula, and eventually we'll find more Josh Allens. Well, you haven't. Mm-hmm. You like I sent you the video I sent you today about all the Bills' first round draft mm-hmm. picks, and what became of them. Right. And all of that is a clear indicator of missing the, I don't want to say missing the mark, because they haven't done a terrible job at drafting. I mean, the team wins games with the players that they have, mm-hmm. but it's not winning at the same level and the same vibe and the same frequency as the teams that are winning championships. Like, it's not as though we've made it to the AFC Championship game every single year, and we've played all of these teams that are just world beaters and we just can't seem to break through. No, we've lost these games in the playoffs because of deficiencies that we've had, not because of what the other team has done to us, but because of what we've done to ourselves. And what that does is that fools the fan base into thinking, well, if we just don't make that mistake like we made last year, like I guarantee there's a lot of people thinking, well, if Josh Allen doesn't have 5 turnovers, we'll win this year. That's it. It's not that simple.
Yeah, you can't put stuff in a vacuum. I hate when people put stuff in a vacuum. I hate that. That's why I hate when they're like, oh yeah, the James Cook that turned everything. No, it didn't. Because what if he wouldn't have did it? What if something else happened? What if? Right. It's always a what if. You can't assume you change one thing and everything else stays the same. I hate when people do that. That bothers me more than anything. Let's see.
Which one?
J Ham said, even let's see here. Even Shady has said it's hard to get sponsors in Buffalo and like Philly, but if you're nice, then you'll get endorsements. Josh Allen's got how many endorsements? I mean, it might not be the biggest, but you're gonna get something.
He's also tied to Hollywood now, so he's gonna get a lot.
You're gonna get some. But the thing is, the Bills, we don't have Bills caliber sponsored caliber players for the Bills just yet. That's the thing. We don't have that caliber. People know the Bills. Mm-hmm. Trust me, they know the Bills. But
to the degree, I saw a clip from Damon Amendolara now. The Bills in New York City I didn't know this, but they have a ton of Bills backer bars.
Yeah.
And they now, instead of showing the Jets games, will show Bills games.
Yep. And they're getting an ESPN affiliate there.
Yeah, same thing in Miami. They instead of showing, like, they'll show the Bills games now instead of out of market games, which never used to be that way.
No.
So that speaks to the brand that the Buffalo Bills have built.
Yeah.
But to your point,
I'm say, yeah, Shady played for Rex Ryan in the dumpster diving years. As good as he was, you're not going to get. Those were dark days.
Yes.
You're not getting endorsements when you play and you go 6-10 and you're having turmoil and everybody's you're a laughing stock of the league because everybody's like the Bills. Their stadium's old. They snow. They have nothing going on up there, and nobody wants to go there.
Right.
No, they're not going to. But now, when you start marketing the stadium, you start marketing Josh Allen's and the coaching change and coaches. That's where marketing comes in, because to get those kind of things, your marketing department has to get you exposure to other markets, and that's what this ESPN thing does. And this is where I'm gonna give Pete Gwilly a tiny bit of credit. I'll give Brandon Beane some credit, but this is what they do, and this is what they do well. Because they kept the Sabres relevant when the Sabres sucked, when they couldn't get a head coach, they couldn't get a goalie, they couldn't get a center, they couldn't get anything. You had Eichel wanting out, you had Ryan O'Reilly who fell out of love with the game, then leaves Buffalo, goes and wins the Stanley Cup. I mean, this is what you do when you're putting that position. That's why I said Brandon Beane is not going, because Brandon Beane that's his wheelhouse more than the GM to me. His wheelhouse is the marketing side, and he knows how to make you believe. The kicking in the doors, all these 111s and put the ball down, all these catchphrases. Brandon Beane's like, ha, I like that. I liken him sometimes. I'm like, is he like Barry Gordy, where like a whole bunch of people just stand in front of him and they like throw stuff at him? He's like, what you got? That's good. I like it. Like I see that when I see Brandon Beane. I don't see as much the player side. I see, how do we make this team viable in other markets? How do we expand? And that's what I like about him.
But what makes that easy? And this is not to dismiss the job that Beane has done in building the brand. Right. But you made a very key point. Back when Shady was on the team, who was our quarterback? Right. And so when you have a guy that is as exciting to watch as Josh Allen is, and your franchise begins to win as many games as we've won over the last 8 years, and play in some of the biggest, most exciting, most interesting, most polarizing games in NFL history. Like some of the Bills games that we've seen over this span of having Josh Allen have been some of the most polarizing, newsworthy, debate-worthy games that the NFL has ever had. And so when you have all of that on the back of your quarterback, and you're getting that on a consistent basis, damn, doesn't it make it easy to get yourself into these other markets and have your game shown because of who's playing on the field.
Yeah, I mean, you got to look at back in the 90s. Bruce Smith had a Pumas deal. I think it was Puma, I believe. But I mean, you're a defensive end. You're on all sorts of posters and this, that, and third, and you're wrecking shop in little old Buffalo.
Yeah,
it can be done.
Yep.
But see, the thing is, I don't want the players to come to Buffalo. I don't want a player that's going to come here and say, I can get an endorsement if I go there. I want them to come here and be the reason why they have an endorsement. Elevate your name. Josh Allen went to Wyoming. James Cook was a scat back that nobody was like, this dude's a little piece of nothing. He's going to be a change of pace guy, probably carry the ball 100 times a season, and they'll be out of the league. Look what he's doing now. He made a name for himself. You got Khalil Shakir. People open their eyes. He's making a name for himself. He's like the best running back that isn't in the league. And if you don't want to hate on him, he's like, okay, everybody loves Amon-Ra St. Brown. Little number 10, almost a doppelganger. So it's like, okay, we have the pieces, we have the equity, we have what's in, but how do you put it all together? How do you put everything together? And that's the part that they have yet to figure out.
Did you want to answer this question?
Yeah. What was it? Yes. I forgot about that. But do you think the formula is still the same without McDermott? I don't know yet. You're talking about how they're building a team. So far, I haven't seen much of a difference. I see CJ GJ but I don't see much else. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. For you, do you see a big difference between the way they built the team previous to this year to now, or
no, not at all.
I don't see it yet.
Yeah, I mean, the CJGJ signing reminds me of the Leonard Floyd signing.
Yeah,
the Bills got both of these guys not necessarily in their prime, just on the edge of the downside coming from their primes.
Mm-hmm.
And if we get a Leonard Floyd-esque performance out of CJGJ, great. But look at what the Bills did with Leonard Floyd after he got the production. They let him go. He went to the 49ers.
Yeah.
So it's not like the Bills are coveting those types of players. They'll tolerate them. They'll bring them in to achieve a certain, goal, but don't expect the Bills to now, because Sean McDermott is gone, see 22 of those guys on the team.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not, like, that is far and away from anything that they believe this locker room needs to be or even should be.
Yeah. Yeah. Tommy follows up. He says, I also see the coaching staff as a whole being much different, and Bean was part of it. The coaching staff on defense, especially, obviously, yes, that's a much different ball game. You don't agree? The defensive coaching staff?
Here's what's bothering me about the defense, and it's
damn it. Why are you picking on my side? No, I'm joking. Go ahead.
No, it's both sides. No, it really is both sides. But I'm starting with the defense.
Yeah.
What bothers me about the defense is you still have the players that couldn't even work in Sean McDermott's system, which was designed to help the secondary players that we have play better.
Mm-hmm.
Now you take those secondary players out of that system that's designed to help them and make them look better and put them in a system that kind of exposes them a little bit more. And Leonard's job is going to be to try and do the best job that he can to play enough of a hybrid style of defense or tailor a scheme to those guys' skill sets so that they're not out there on an island. They're not getting abused because they're not out of position, because their abilities don't allow them to continuously and constantly be in position.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And so this transition to the new scheme and all that kind of stuff, can it be great? I'm sure we will have our highs, but I'm also very scared of what the lows are going to look like, going, because again, this is not going to be like it's been the last, 5 years or so, where we're going against the AFC and there's not really a lot of great quarterbacks. Our schedule is chock full with great offenses, great quarterback play, and even really, really elite defenses on this list of teams that we have to go and battle this season. So on the flip side, though, on the offensive side, you hear the players talk about the vibe and how different it is with Brady. From what we've seen on tape, his scheme is not too dissimilar from the scheme he ran in Carolina and wherever else he's been. Right. And what worries me about that is he and the players were the ones that came up with everybody eats. That wasn't McDermott.
Right.
McDermott wasn't the one walking around with it. People ask me, people even ask McDermott about, oh no, that's Joe Brady.
Yeah, I know. He's like,
it's got nothing to do with me.
He's like, I'm 111. That's all I got. I don't know what they're eating, but whatever.
Right. Yeah. Right. So if that's the case, well, that is the case. We can say confidently that's the case. Then I can't say confidently that this offense is just going to open up all the way and it's going to do this, it's going to do that. Is the offense going to have to carry this team this year? You better bet your bottom dollar that it will have to.
Now, I'm going to stop you there because this is a question I had. I actually wrote this on the drive-in. I don't write anything while I'm driving. Humor me. I heard it on the writer show. I'm biting some other ideas because I thought it was a good question for you and maybe some of you guys at home.
Okay.
What would make you question the coaching transition? So in other words, what would have to happen if she's like, that McDermott, I don't know. We might have made a mistake. Joe Brady might have been a mistake. I don't know. What would have to happen for you to say that, even if it was firing McDermott? So just getting rid of him and saying hiring Joe Brady versus somebody else in the field, what would make you say, you know what, maybe this wasn't a move to make?
Okay, so I hope I'm not defeating the purpose of the question by answering the way that I'm about to answer.
No, you kind of were leading into it. So I stopped you because you were getting there already. So go ahead.
Okay, got you. So I think what I'm getting to is if we find this season that Shakir is not targeted more, that DJ Moore is not featured, that things haven't gotten figured out with Kincaid and his routes, and the offense is still struggling in the past game. If we still are seeing a lot of the same issues on offense, and now you add on to that plate, we have to get the defense figured out throughout the season. I don't care what the offense looks like by the end of the season. The deficiencies surrounded around not targeting your best players, not purposely accentuating your best players is a choice. It's not a deficiency. It's a choice. You are making a philosophical choice to not value the players that need to be valued highly on this offense in order for the performance you need to happen. Yeah. Right. And for me, that's probably the strongest indicator of whether or not Joe Brady will be a mistake or not. Will his philosophies be the reason that this team wins or loses? And I think we will see that from week one. I don't think that Joe Brady is going to be offensive coaches. Typically, let me qualify with what I'm. Let me qualify what I'm about to say with this. Offensive coaches typically are more likely than defensive coaches to shift or adjust philosophies on the fly. What?
What the hell is Boo talking about?
Yeah,
because I think he's talking about TJ Parker. I think.
Okay, maybe.
But it just came in hot with the Capitals.
Yeah. Huh? Oh no, he. Like, no, get him out of here.
I mean, I was gonna say because I think Sampson's got all his chits in on TJ Parker because Lindsay asked if we were as excited about Michael Hoyt as she is for him to be fully healthy this year. And actually, if he's fully healthy, hell yeah. But what I saw last year, hell yeah. I was like, I want more. Give me some more of what that guy is serving up because he was doing his thing. TJ Parker, I don't know. I mean, he's not really a big guy. He's not really. I don't know. I mean, I have seen him in person. He might be all right, but I don't think the power game that he likes to play is gonna work out as well as some might hope. But yeah, no, I think I go along with you. When I heard the question, I said that immediately. I said it's not the productivity of the offense because we know they're going to put 30 points or whatever the case may be. We know
because Josh Allen is playing. They're going to do it.
James Cook, hopefully a freaking DJ Moore, but you know it's almost like an automatic. It's cruise control. It's autopilot. You know, because we score fast sometimes. We scored too fast from McDermott last year because our guys was that good. And you couldn't put a muzzle on it because even when you tried to, it wouldn't work. But I think for what I'm looking at, it has to be an offense that runs far away from the McDermott offenses. It has to be far away from. I don't want to hear, well, you got to get your pieces. No, you're a head coach. This past season was the year to work on that.
Yep.
Because you had the guys in free agency. You had the guys, and I Sampson, don't turn me out. I don't think TJ Parker this year is a big upgrade over Bradley Chubb, over Michael Hoyt. I don't think Kilgore is an upgrade over CJ. I don't think Toriano Pride is an upgrade over D. Alford. I don't think anybody they drafted, Caleb Elarms, or maybe, but even him, you know, getting into your point when we get into that, even him to me is a wild card because he's not giving a starting spot. He's not given a starting spot. We like what we hear about him, but we still need to see. So when you see that, you parlay the chance of hitting on your offense, that left guard spot. You're banking on Alec Anderson, who's never been a starter, who's signed a restricted free agent contract for $3 million. You know, you got wide receiver questions because I'm sitting here. I don't want to get into it now. Remind me, but wide receiver questions. I'm dancing around your topic, but you know, when you're looking at what you could have done in the draft, when you want to fortify the head coach. The first year, he should be able to install what he wants. If the offense is going to be different.
Right.
If it's different, I expect him to say, you know what? Scrap everything we did before. I need this, and third.
Nope.
Didn't do it.
Nope.
Said, I like the guys we have in the room.
Yep.
Bean said that too. McDermott was like, I love them. Are they good? Right. I love them.
Oh man, I love
I love
these
them.
guys. I just love
Josh Elliott. Yeah, he's a hell of a competitor. James Cook. Yeah, I wanted James. I still think he really wanted James Cook back. Yeah. But the rest of them, he's like, yeah, I love him. Dawson Knox is the locker room guy. Kincaid, Deion Dawkins, he's the snowman. We do angels and stuff. Whatever. Keon Coleman's not even been here. Whatever. I don't even, and that's how he went about it. But now you got a proclamation. Joe Brady's first major thing he said was, Keon, you are lucky, my boy. We about to rip it up. We about to tear it to shreds.
I just don't know how much of that I believe. And this is, without getting into the topic, and I mean,
should we just get into the topic?
I think we should.
Let's do it.
We should. Yeah. So I mean, it just telling Keon that as publicly as they have, and all the hoopla around Keon this offseason and how great he looks and he's tearing it up again and this and that and the other. It's like, okay, you have to be saying that. How can I say this? You saying that has to also serve as a message to those competing with him for a spot. It has to. And at that point, who's ahead of him? Well, we know for a fact Josh Palmer is. Josh Palmer's been on the depth chart. As a matter of fact, I think he is still, he's still on the depth chart. Here's what's surprising about this. Really quick side note, TJ Parker, did you know, is third string behind Mike Dana and Greg Rousseau.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at.
Wild work that you drafted this kid as your first round pick and he's third string on your roster.
But you know what they're going to say, and this is not even a shot at anybody. They're going to say, "Well, we traded down to get him. We got our guy while trading down." They're going to say that. I know. That's not even directed towards me because he knows I'm right. That's what they're going to say. Yeah. Sam's like, "Where the hell's my guy?" I'm like, yo, I don't know.
but. Telling that to Keon Coleman and then putting him on the depth chart behind the guy you traded for in DJ Moore makes no sense at all. And then the guy who we all think is ahead of him on the depth chart, Keon's not even in competition with. Josh Palmer has McCole Hardman and Trent Sherfield behind him. And fourth string, a guy named Jamori Macklin if you want it.
Yeah, I don't want it.
Nobody does, right? And the guy that we all thought was supposed to come in and be the next wave of hope for the Bills is sitting behind Khalil Shakir and Skylar Bell. Now this is our lads depth chart, but they go based off the Bills depth chart. You go to BuffaloBills.com, this is what they got lined up.
Right,
it's what it is. So don't tell me. And don't get me hyped up that a player is going to reach his potential when what you're putting on paper right now tells me you're not even giving him a shot to. Now, me saying this doesn't mean that the Bills may not switch it up and behind the scenes really give him a shot. Right? Because none of us are going to know that until we actually see the games week 1 of the regular season. But I think you and I know enough about the way the Bills operate to know this is not a mistake. What we see on this depth chart is not a mistake. It's not a mistake that the Bills didn't overhaul the offense. It's not a mistake that the Bills didn't go out and get a brand new head coach when there were plenty of viable options, including one that they definitely could have waited for and definitely had the best chance to get. And they chose not to. For whatever reason, they chose not to, right? And when you think about the benefits of them choosing not to, who does the Joe Brady hiring benefit the most?
Josh.
No.
Okay.
No.
Brandon Beane.
There
you go.
Right? We think it's Josh Allen because of continuity. But Josh Allen went from he didn't have Rick Dennison. He had Dayball at the start of his career. He went from Dayball, the best coordinator he's ever had, to Dorsey, the worst coordinator he's ever had, still played great for 2 years of having Dorsey and one bad half a season. And then Joe Brady came in and just kind of tweaked what Ken Dorsey put together, and Josh Allen was able to function full force. Right? So we can clearly see it's not the coordinator now that makes Josh, because Josh has already graduated. Josh is at that level where he's making coordinators aren't making him. He's making coaches aren't making him, right? So Joe Brady isn't benefiting Josh as much as we all have been told that this move was made to be, right? Who this benefits most is the person that wanted to double down on this is a championship roster.
Yeah.
And it's Brandon Beane.
Yeah.
Don't tell me the roster that I've been building for the last 8 years is not a championship roster, Sean McDermott. And I'm going to prove it to you by keeping all the same guys that you said you loved and didn't actually say it was a championship roster. We're now going to go and win with all those same exact guys, and we're going to kick you in the face with all this proof of us winning with this championship roster. That's who this move benefits the most.
Yeah.
But we don't want to talk about that. So to transition now.
Have we had Cannon Farmer in here before?
We have not, but are you going to give him the disclaimer?
I think you do it better though.
Well, let's read his comment first.
Okay.
We got to do that. That way he doesn't.
He knows
see
we're
what's
talking
coming.
about him. Yeah.
He can't see it coming.
Oh.
All right, so here it goes. So
Josh automatically scores and runs the offense. We need defense. That's my focus with special teams having a veteran coach.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. I think that's what worries me though, because yet again, this whole show stops and starts with Josh. And I get, for those who say, well, it's your franchise quarterback, it's going to be that way with every team. Fine. But we also see other teams doing what's called making your job easy for the quarterback, right? I was listening, I forgot where I was listening to, it might've been WGR, and they were talking about the system that who's the quarterback that I'm thinking of? I can even use Brock Purdy as an example. Okay. Brock Purdy, Kirk Cousins. Okay. Kirk Cousins is another one. Mm-hmm. They were talking about Mendoza in Vegas.
Mendoza.
Right. And Clint Kubiak's system is designed to do one very key thing, and that is simplify and slow down the game of football for the quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
It is designed to make the quarterback's job as easy as possible. Okay? So when we look at the success of RG3, Kirk Cousins, Brock Purdy, Ryan Tannehill, who ran a similar system with forget the name of the coordinator. It's Arthur something.
Smith.
Is it Arthur? It might be Arthur Smith. Again, all of these systems are designed to simplify things for the quarterback and make their job easy so that they can play fast, process fast, and use the skill set that they have effectively at the NFL level. Okay, so we're seeing this system take over the league. Why? Because it is producing the best quarterback class, or I should say the best NFL class of quarterbacks that we've ever seen. Right? We've never seen this many effective and good quarterbacks in the league at the same time. It's unprecedented how many good quarterbacks are in the league right now. Now, if you want to break this down into tiers and all that kind of stuff and say, well, this guy's not as good as fine, you can. Mm-hmm. But I'm used to an era where there were only about 5, maybe 6 really good quarterbacks in the NFL. And everybody else was either mid-tier and not good enough to win a Super Bowl, or they just flat out sucked.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right? And my point in bringing all this up is this offense that Kyle Shanahan has brought in, this offense that Sean McVay has brought into the league that started at Washington with RG3 and Kirk Cousins. It actually started with Mike Shanahan back in the day and Gary Kubiak back in the day, right? This system has now made things so easy for these quarterbacks that we get Mr. Irrelevant coming in and performing great, right?
Yeah.
My point in saying all this is, when is the last time that we've seen Josh Allen play in a game and we think to ourselves, he didn't really have to do anything?
Yeah, it would have been those games you call boring, where he just dink and dunked down the
The
field.
Jets game where James Cook ran all over him
That could be it. Yeah.
last year.
Yeah, it could be. That's one.
Right.
That's
But
few and far between.
Right. And for those of you that are going to argue that game, the difference is who was he going to throw to anyway? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's a difference between having so many weapons that you don't even have to really do much because you're getting it all out to the weapons and letting them go, and having to make so many plays in the second half. That's something that was talked about, kind of behind the scenes. Not a lot of people have brought this out, but WGR Jeremy was talking to a guy they had on their show, and he brought that out. Like, you look at 30 points a game, and non-contextually, it looks as great as any other year. The Bills are scoring 30 points a game. Of course they're going to win. Of course we're going to score 30 points a game this season because now we've got more weapons.
Right.
But context added on to that would tell you Josh Allen had to pull it out of his anus in the second half of every game last year. Right? The majority of the points scored in those 30-point games was scored after the half. When you look at the context of how the scoring happens, that should tell you first half, they weren't getting anything done. Second half, they had to make adjustments, and the Josh Allen factor played a much bigger part. It's part of the reason why I'm building this analytics engine that I'm building now, is to be able to add context to these stats, because the black and white doesn't tell the whole story. And what happens is Bills fans get fooled into thinking, 30 points. It's not exactly that, like you think it is, like it sounds, because It sounds great. But when you peel back the layers a little bit and look at how it happened, when you put the hood up a little bit and you see how the engine is put together, I don't know if I want to take this on a trip to drive down south. I might just rent a car.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So to bring it now to the topic at hand and the topic that we want to talk about.
No, you got to give Kenna his rights. You got to give him his speech. You didn't do it.
Who?
Kenna. You got to give Kenna Farmer his speech. He's in now.
Who? I did.
He's in now. Come on now.
Where is he? Here it is. Okay. So, Canna Farmer, here's your speech. You ready? I hope you're sitting down for this.
Oh boy.
Okay. Not only did we read your comment and have like a whole dialogue about it, which we do for the most part when people have great comments like this, but because you took it upon yourself to open up to us and kind of get in the chat, you part of the family now, dog. It's what it is. And this ain't one of those blood in, blood out type of deals. You just stuck with us now. Like, it's like that homeless person that just moved in your house and you have no rights to evict them at all. Like, that's where we at. I'm in your
fridge, dog.
You can't kick us out. And I'm sorry, dude, but you did it to yourself.
I'm drinking out the carton.
That is the most disrespectful thing you can do to somebody who's walking their house. Just hey, what up, dog? Just straight
get the whole forearm. And just put on, get the clickers. You're like, what y'all watching? Not this. Okay.
You can wipe it with your arm and then wipe it on the couch.
Just wipe it right on the couch as you sit down. You watching Married at First Sight tonight, dog. Oh, you wanted to watch the game? No. Married at First Sight is on the syndication.
Wait, Love Island ain't on?
Love Island, I ain't got there yet.
Oh my gosh!
But yeah, no. To your, I don't know how you want to start the conversation about the topic at hand. I'm interested.
Oh man. Okay, we got another one. We got another one. So Adam Scott jumped in here, says, I think it was most of last year. He only threw for like 3,600 yards, and we were scoring 30 a game. True, the Allen factor kicks in, but can you really deny being a top 2 to 4 offense over the last 2 years? So again, when we're thinking about the context of being a good offense, part of the reason why you and I, Keys, talk so much about the impact of Josh Allen on this team, and I even go as far as to say he's better. He's more better than his Buffalo Bills peers than any other player is on any other team relative to their peers on that team. Does that make sense? Josh Allen is so much better than the other players on the Buffalo Bills than any other play than name a player. Than Matt Stafford is on the Rams, than Jalen Hurts is on the Eagles, than Pat Mahomes is on the Chiefs. And what I mean by that is on any one of these other teams in the NFL, there are at least one or two players that are not that far off from a Patrick Mahomes or a Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow has Jamar Chase.
Mm-hmm.
Like Jamar Chase is in the top 3 of anybody's wide receiver conversation right now.
Mm-hmm.
And Joe Burrow's got that guy, right? Where does Josh Allen have that at any position on his team where that guy is just top 3 of the conversation at that position?
I can't say it. I want to, but I can't.
I know. Like statistically, you want to say James Cook, but statistically you can't, right? Because
I can say statistically I could.
He's top 10
in the view of the peers.
No. Oh yeah, no, they don't see it right.
Yeah.
Right.
So I mean, statistically and what he brings to the team, yeah, he's probably top 3. But
right
in the eyes of the peers, and he's down there somewhere.
Yeah. So my point in saying that is that matters when you're talking about the offense, because if Josh Allen is that good relative to his compared to his peers, then it stands to reason that majority of the success that happens on offense is more Josh than anything else. I could understand if we had this machine of like if we had the Bengals, if we had the Bengals and the Rams receivers, and we had James Cook with the offensive line of, I don't know, give me a good the Eagles offensive line from 3 years ago. Like if we had all that stuff around Josh Allen on offense, then I think I'd be a little more confident to say, yeah, top 2 to 4 offense, no, like regardless of who we play. But I think even last year we saw in that Eagles game, he couldn't do anything against a great defense. Right. The Broncos game, Joe Brady did the best offensive play calling job he's done the entire time he's been a coordinator here in that game, because we had no weapons around Josh, and Josh still made some things happen, even with the turnovers and missing throws, and we still almost won that game. Right? So I'll give credit where credit is due, but that also means giving as much credit to Josh Allen as is due to Josh Allen, which also in turn means we can't say that the offense itself is top 2 to 4. We can say Josh Allen is so damn good that when he puts the team on his back and goes to work in the second half of games, they figure it out around him. Mm-hmm. They fall in line. They don't mess it up for him, and they do what's necessary to just do enough to be good enough around Josh Allen to help Josh Allen win these games. But it truly is. If you go back and you do the research and you look at the stats and you watch the games and you do the film review, it is Josh Allen carrying this team like crazy. So I'm not going to disrespect your point of top 2 to 4 offense, but I will say in the future, let's try and add more context to that, because we don't have to agree on how good 30 points a game is. I think the bottom line here is, and what I'm afraid of is that 30 points is going to have to be the standard this season, because that offense is going to have to carry the team.
Yeah, I don't know what that's based on, the 2 to 4 offense. I know scoring wise we're number 1, but outside of that, there was no position on the field where we're in the top 5 outside the quarterback. And only outside of quarterback was running back that made any kind of list. Like I said, we've only had 2 players on the top 10 list of their respective positions. So that's problematic for me. When you're arguing wide receiver rooms, you're arguing skill position rooms, you're arguing offensive line, which we don't know what our offensive line is because our offensive line coach is gone. Everybody wants to laud the new guy as Cromer light and won't miss a beat. But of course, Deion Dawkins is going to say it. Of course, Spencer Brown is going to say it. Of course, McGovern is going to speak highly of their coaches. They all do that. They're supposed to. This is what the culture begets from the players they brought in here. Nobody's going to speak badly about somebody publicly. But outside of teams figuring out the Bills have James Cook, and if they knew to James Cook, then Josh Allen's got to do all the work. And Josh Allen has a DJ Moore who might be good, might not, don't know. But a lot of teams have the firepower on defense in the cornerback room to mitigate a DJ Moore. A lot of teams have a way of neutralizing, whether it's bringing a safety up to help. But when you do that, who's the number 2 guy? Shakir is going to be behind the line anyway. Mm-hmm. So they're putting him right in the line of sight from linebackers. They're putting him in the line of sight of box safety. So they're not spreading out the defense, making them really think about how they're going to play this thing when we're kind of giving them a recipe before we even snap the ball.
Right.
So I think when we're looking at how we're built, how we're rating this team, like you said, 2 to 4 is lofty based on what? Because there's nothing on this team that's anywhere in the top 10 outside of a running back and the quarterback right now. So if you're surmising that we're going to be pleasantly surprised by the tight ends, Kincaid's going to be healthy. DJ Moore's going to go for 1,400 yards. Shakir's finally going to get 1,000. He could. Then yeah, I'm all for it. I'm with it. Does it have the potential to be? Yes, but I think the question is with our head coach, what does he make this offense this year?
Right.
That's the question.
Right. Jay Ham says, how much of a difference will it be with Carmichael being in the box and helping with the game planning during the week?
And that kind of lends itself to what I just said. That's the question is, what do you do with the talent that you have? Because I'm tired of hearing we don't have this, we don't have that, we don't have this. We've seen guys on this roster who can make plays. We've seen guys on this roster who can do things, but we've also seen time and time again where players aren't schemed open. They're bunched together. The play call is off. It's the wrong time for this. You're repetitive. You're doing duos. You're predictable. James Cook is hitting holes he's not supposed to hit because he knows it's open because they know I'm going this way. I'm going that way now. Yeah. What's the guy from Miami you said? What was his name? Jordan? No.
Oh, yeah.
Brooks.
Jordan Brooks.
Yeah. He said, we know the conventional running back goes and hits this gap. But James Cook, no, he's not convinced. He's going to go over there. I got to be ready.
Yep.
But the more people see that interview, the more people watch film listening to that interview, like, make him beat us where they want the ball to go.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the gotcha. What do you do when they do that?
Right.
And that's where Carmichael comes into play. That's where Joe Brady has to get the training wheels off now. This is probably the worst job he could have taken. Not because he's going to get fired, but because we've seen things. And we are like, oh, we got rid of the problem. The problem's gone now. So fly high. But if they don't fly high, then what? Who do you point at? It ain't going to be Josh. It ain't going to be James. It ain't going to be offensive line, probably. It's going to be at the head coach because this is your offense.
He said tight end in the rounds.
And it was funny because I was watching that Bills Miami game, and I forgot that Jermaine Edmonds' dad was in that game. I said, I'll be damned. But yeah, I mean, that's the gotcha. And for a new head coach, this is probably not the way you want to start your head coaching career with these lofty expectations, kicking the door with somebody that's not really in tune with making risks to get you players now, kicking at the door, which means your job is probably safe. As long as he has a job, your job is safe.
Exactly.
But, at what cost?
Yep. And the funny part about that is, as much as Brandon Beane has comforted Joe Brady in that belief of, hey, listen, you got time. You know what I'm saying? You're familiar with Josh, go to work, do what you do. I got your back. As much as Brandon Beane wants to say, I got your back and comfort him, I don't think local or national media is going to stand for more than 2 years of this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If we get to year 3 and we still don't have a championship, I'm fairly certain everybody's going to be looking at year 3 like, yo, ring or off with your head.
Yeah.
And me personally, I might be shocked if if collectively we all allow this to go a full third season. Like, we may see mass firing halfway through the season if it goes, if it goes south, right? Yeah. But I'm not wishing for that. I don't think that's going to happen. I'm hoping that's not going to happen.
Who was it?
I wanted to get to a couple of comments and then we'll do the topic. Daquan says, how many of our so-called 30-point games came without the benefit of a defensive turnover?
short fields, defensive turnovers, big plays. James
About
Cook ripping off.
90%?
Yeah, James Cook ripping off 60-yard runs, and
Yeah.
I mean, we chunked them up pretty good. So to that point, that's 100% right. I'm not saying that we can't get 30 points a game, but the odds are, we wouldn't be 30 points a game without some of those boom plays that we saw.
Yeah. See, I think what's really cool about this defense this season is we're gonna get to see what I like to call the Lou Anarumo effect, and you could even call it the Spagnuolo effect, where you become more of a situational guru as opposed to this defensive coordinator that comes onto a team and just produces the Houston Texans defense or produces the Ravens defense from 2 years ago.
Right.
Or you know what I'm saying? Like Lou Anarumo, for as bad as the statistics were in the defenses he had in Cincinnati, man, when they got to the Super Bowl and playing against the Chiefs and even the games against us, like when they played good teams, their coordinator was able to coach them in such a way and prepare them in such a way that they were able to make some plays. Mm-hmm. Did they give up some yardage? Sure. But whenever they made a play, they also had an offense coming onto the field on the back end of that play made that can go out there and score some points. And I think the Bills are probably going to look more like that than the stalwart, great, awesome, every stop you every down, take away everything you got type of defense. Right. Like we're not going to see, I don't think it's probably going to take 3 years to see anything close to, a Houston Texans style defense, but, or even a Broncos defense for that matter. But I do think that Jim Leonard coming in and performing the Lou Anarumo effect is enough to get us to a Super Bowl. Because what you're talking about is two, maybe 3 key plays defensively in a game that either by punt or turnover give the ball back to our offense, which means at least 1 to 2 more scores in that game. So if you do the math, we're going from 33 to 40 or to 33 or 40, right? And even as high as 43 or 44 if you wanted to go 2 touchdowns, right? So that's a big change. That's a drastic change offensively, and that would be caused from a drastic change defensively. So I think there's reason to. There's a lot of reason to believe that we could get that kind of performance out of our defense, and it would make that kind of impact, which again, I do believe could lead us to a Super Bowl, without having to be a top tier statistical defense. Last comment here. Adam says, I agree with Josh being the reason why the offense is anything at all. There's a bunch of things, players and scheme, that need improvement. Just saying coordination has something to do with that success. Wholeheartedly agree with that, bro. Totally understand the point. Thank you for the comment.
I was looking up Daquan's point when he was talking about I didn't look at the defensive aspect of it. I looked at chunk plays when we had 5 plays that were over 50 yards last year, and they were in the Panthers game. We scored 40. Mm-hmm. They were in the Buccaneers game. We scored 44. The Ravens game, obviously, we scored 41 in that one. And the only other one we had a big play in was the Eagles game where we only scored 12. But we did have these big boomer bust games, and a lot of them, the Jets game we won by 20, the Dolphins game we won by 10, the Saints game we won by 12, Carolina won by 31, Tampa Bay we won by 8, Cincinnati by 5, New England by 4. And the reason why I'm saying these games, the Jets game again by 35-8. The reason why I'm making those games up, because we didn't have to score 30 points to win those games. Those are games that we just had an offensive onslaught or whatever happened in those games that brought up, 30, 40 points in a game. And it wasn't that we had to score because the defense fell on their face. It was just that they were dominant. So from when people say you had to score 30, 40 points in order to win, that's not necessarily true based on last year alone. But yeah, I think we're gonna get to your thing now or no?
Yeah. We'll make it quick because we don't have a lot of time.
Well, it's not a time thing for me. It's more so we kept saying we're gonna tease it and then didn't do it.
All right, you're right. You're absolutely right. I'm sorry. I will take my. I'm not gonna say what I was gonna.
Don't do it.
Never mind. All right. So here's the deal. When I say replaceable, I want us to think not the person, the performance and production. Okay. I don't ever want to consider a person replaceable. I don't want to disrespect anybody like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm basing this on the transition from the 2025 season to now and what would be expected now, either offensively or defensively, to get us over the hump and get us to a Super Bowl. And just kind of trying to point out, areas of the team that could improve. Now, here's the deal. There's a question that I want to ask at the end of all of this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to ask that question now, and then we're going to start the conversation. So I don't want anybody to answer it. I want everybody to hear the question first, and then I want you to hear the discussion. And I'm going to give you some numbers. I'm going to give you, who 3 players that I think are the most replaceable on the team. Keys, you can give me, your idea of that. And then at the end of that, I want everybody to actually answer the question in the chat. Okay, so here we go. The question is, if Bean could upgrade one starting position tomorrow without giving anything up, which position would you choose? Don't answer in the chat. Just wait a minute. Hear what we got to say first. Then I'll ask the question again, and then you answer. Okay, but keep that question in your mind. Again, the question is, if Bean could upgrade one starting position tomorrow without giving anything up, which position would you choose? Okay. Now, the first player on my list, no disrespect to the person, but I think with the scheme transition, with the draft picks, with what's going to be out there next year in terms of linebacker, I think Terrell Bernard is one of those players whose production we can replace. Is he going to benefit from this system? Absolutely. I think he could. I think he's one of those players that if he stays healthy and he's getting the opportunities, he could put up some really good numbers. I also think we have 2 other guys on the roster already that could get similar production at the same position if given the opportunity. Okay. Last year, Terrell Bernard had 65 total tackles, 44 solo, 1 interception, and 3 passes defensed. Okay. His coverage score was not as great as it's been the first part of his career. Last year, it was 99 point. He allowed a 99.4 passer rating when targeted. That's high. Okay, keep in mind, like a perfect passer rating is like 140 something. I think it's like 142, 143. Okay, so that's the higher echelon of passer ratings. We're talking about a quarterback having a decent day or a mid-tier quarterback having a good day against our defense with that passer rating. Okay. He also earned a 46.7 coverage grade from Pro Football Focus. That grade last year, I'm sorry, no. So 46.7 coverage grade for Pro Football Focus. His overall grade last year as a linebacker was 48.8. That was 73rd amongst all NFL linebackers that qualified, which means you had to have played enough snaps. His rush and pass rush and pressure, blitz and all that kind of stuff, 9 total pressures. How many sacks did he get last season? Settle. 158.3. Thank you, Iro. I knew it was something like that.
Nah, Samson, don't do that. You said he was your first name. You said that was your first one. But yeah, no, I agree with that.
Wow, I'm surprised.
No, I agree with what he said.
Oh, okay. So
I'm not saying it's a dumb point, but I'm just saying
no. But yeah, so looking at the numbers, I think when we consider the transition of scheme and what's going to be needed going forward from Jim Leonhard or for Jim Leonhard, I don't know if Terrell Bernard fits the linebacker mold that Jim Leonhard is used to seeing in that scheme in the NFL. I mean, Edgerrin Cooper is a 6'2", 6'3", 240-pound guy. Elarms Orr is a 6'2", 230-pound guy. Dorian Williams is a 6'1", 6'2", 230-pound guy. Terrell Bernard is 6'1", just barely pushing 230.
Mm-hmm.
Like just barely and they lose a ton of weight during the season.
Mm-hmm.
NFL players do. So he's got to work to keep up that almost 230 the whole season, right? And that's not easy when in college you were a safety, right? So his game speaks for itself. He's a coverage linebacker that's going to be playing in a scheme that's designed for him to clean up. You're going to get a lot of penetration by the defensive line. It's going to be more closely related to what Jim Schwartz was running here, which is get penetration, disrupt. If you get to the running back on the way through your penetration, great. If not, you got the linebackers there to clean up. That's what it's going to be. Can he hold up against some of these blockers that get to the second level and body him up? In my mind, I don't think his skill set is designed to do that. We've seen the way he plays. He tries to run under blocks or run around blocks, never running through and at blocks. He doesn't want to plug the hole. He wants to shoot the gap. Well, in order to shoot the gap, you got to read it right every single time. You going to do that? You can't guarantee that. So, in my mind, replaceable. Again, it's not a slight. That's to say we have other guys on the roster right now that I think it would benefit us as fans, benefit the team and the coaches more if we were able to give these other guys a shot to come in and see what they've got. And what I'm worried about is that because of the money, some of these players that all of us would consider replaceable for their production are going to be looked at as not replaceable. Christian Benford, because of the money or because of whatever accolades they've gotten before. Listen, at this point, Dorothy's going to hate me regardless. I don't care. All right. It is what it is.
But I'd probably say it. So
right. I mean, respectfully, again, these players are not bad. They're good players. They just aren't what we need in order to get over the hump. We need something different at those positions in order to get over the hump. Again, I said this in our Discord chat. If Christian Benford was our number 2, I'd pay him as much money as he wants to stay here until he retires. Done deal. He would be Levi Wallace's daddy at that point. Like, you at the number 2 spot and I could depend on you and you're always in the right position. You don't get a ton of picks, but you're always in the right position. So much so that interceptions just kind of, find you once in a while. Mm-hmm. Again, the last 3 years, 2 interceptions, 2 interceptions, 2 interceptions. That's it. Mm-hmm. Not a lot of pass breakups, not a lot of, you know what I'm saying? Why is that? Well, because he's playing off coverage somewhat. See, that's the other part of this that matters too. Like, we don't talk about the yardage qualifications necessary for coverage designations. Right? Because let's say Benford is playing in cover 3 and the receiver that he's supposed to cover, he's dropping in that deep third zone. Right? So what that means is, for those of you that aren't familiar with like the scheme of a cover 3, cover 3 is your corners usually line up 5 to 7 yards off the ball. And when the ball is snapped, both of your corners just go straight back into zone coverage, right? Their job is to provide deep edge coverage for for on the field basically, and then you have one of your safeties in the middle there, drop to a middle third, middle third, so a deep zone in the middle. So you have one corner here at the top, safety in the middle, and your other deep corner on the other side there. So you got 3 guys covering that back end there. Okay, you got another safety that kind of drops down into the middle and plays kind of a robber / midfield coverage with one of the linebackers, and then whoever your edge defenders are in this hybrid scheme, it would be one of your linebackers and one of your edge rushers. Each of those guys drop into the flats. Okay, so to bring this back to what I'm saying, hopefully everything I just said makes sense as far as the scheme, to give you a picture of it. And I apologize if it didn't. If Benford is already dropping into his deep third coverage, and then all of a sudden the receiver that he's covering runs a dig, and that flat defender is coming over and breaks up that pass, that's Benford's guy.
Mm-hmm.
Right? What if what if Benford is 7 yards off the ball and it's a 5-yard dig, and Benford drops 8 to 9 yards off of the line of scrimmage, and that ends that in route by that receiver, he either drops it or it gets broken up by that flat defender. Like, that was Benford's guy, but because of the covers that he was in, is he in position? Well, he's doing what he's supposed to do. But if he was reading the play and getting out of the scheme to be able to get himself into position to make the play, he gets an INT. I've seen Will Johnson do this a lot. I've seen Patrick Surtain do this a lot. I've seen Derek Stingley do this a lot. I've seen Sauce Gardner do this a lot. It's the same thing that Darrell Revis used to do. It's the same thing Charles Woodson used to do. It's the same thing. I just had the name on the tip of my tongue. It's the same thing. It's the same thing that Champ Bailey used to do. All the greats, that's what they do. Like, yeah, I know what my coverage is, but I see what's coming. I'm finna go get that ball.
Yeah, I think that's the I think that's what I expect from Max Harrison this year.
Yeah,
I expect him to break off his route, use that 4-2 speed, and get going. Simply say, can we name our players now? No. Just because you said that, no.
Yeah. All right.
I think to my point, to Terrell Bernard, everything you said is correct, except I think what you said about shooting gaps is exactly what they're going to ask and they're going to cover them for. So I don't have him there for that very reason. Because I think that what he did at Baylor is more so what Jim Leonard's going to salivate over. So I would staying healthy. That's the one problem. That's the caveat.
For sure.
But I wouldn't be surprised if Terrell Bernard had five or so sacks this year.
I hope that's the case.
Yeah, interceptions wise, maybe 2 or so. Yeah. But I think he'll be able to nicely fill the stat sheet up and not do the things that don't fill the stat sheets. Not do the intrinsic things. No, I don't want that. Yeah, things. I want all the outs. I want all the stuff I see on the field.
Yeah.
But I do think I think for me, my first person, I'm not gonna go to low-hanging fruit. D. Alford. For me, I think we could have fortified that slot position a little heavier than D. Alford, Jordan Hancock, and whoever else you want to put there. Geno Stone, I guess, if you want it. If we're having conversations about should Toriano Pride be there, should Hancock be there, is there a competition? It didn't do it for me. It didn't move my needle enough. So I know D. Alford is the primary reason why we're having this conversation about Jordan Palmer now, or not Jordan, Joshua Palmer now because of the injury in Atlanta. But I think that there's still meat to be there's still meat on the bone for him, and I don't know if I'm willing to wait for him as opposed to what we paid, whatever we paid him in his contract, when we could have just brought Pride in or put somebody else in the slot.
Exactly.
So that would probably be my first one. Did you do your second one already?
No. Okay. To be clear, you got a little bit extra time, or you got? Yeah, you do. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Awesome. So, I still want to kind of get to the fun part sooner than later, but so I promise I won't talk as much. All right, but here we go. So number 2 player for me, I think everybody would agree with this, Josh Palmer.
That was my third one.
Yeah.
Only because I wanted suspense.
Oh no,
Suspense.
listen, I'm about to jab everybody in the chest with my third option here. It's gonna be an open chest situation.
You're like James Cook. Damn it, that hit me hard.
No. So number two for me and number 3 for you is Josh Palmer. His overall football focus grade was 58.4 last year. Respectively, he didn't even qualify to be ranked amongst other wide receivers with that grade. That is also the lowest score, the lowest PFF grade he's gotten his whole entire career. When he was in LA, he was constantly in the mid to high 60s.
Right. Average,
right?
A little above average.
Yeah, which that's what he is.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Players usually tend to tell you exactly who they are.
Yep.
You know, very early on in the NFL, it is not, I wouldn't say it's rare, but it's not often that a player goes to a new situation and all of a sudden is just a completely different player.
Yeah.
Right. That takes some very serious consideration in coaching and scheme for a player to have that kind of drastic change in their career trajectory. Even with Diggs, like Diggs was burning it up in Minnesota, came here and started burning it up the same, if not, maybe a little bit more, but it wasn't outside the realm of possibility watching how he played in Minnesota. So that's kind of my point. But yeah, Josh Palmer's my number 2. Did you want to go to your number 2?
I'll do Josh Palmer now. I just wanted to, because that was like the obvious one everybody is saying.
Yeah.
Josh Palmer for me is number 2, but this is my thinking. I'm tired of this thought. This is so Billsy. We need to get rid of him and use that $2 million we saved to get Brandon Cooks. No. No.
But he wants to come back.
I don't give a damn. You have Keon Coleman, who is lucky to have this coach who you have behind DJ Moore, who's not going anywhere. DJ Moore is going to be on the field. Keon Coleman, sure. Put him as a number 3 receiver option if you want. Put him over in the Z. You can put him in the Y, whatever. Put Shakir outside. Do whatever you want with him. But the biggest infraction I have is you just drafted a player. You just drafted Skylar Bell.
Mm-hmm.
Last year, our number 2 receiver was getting 4 targets a game.
Yep.
What is to lose if Skylar Bell gets 4 targets a game and catches 2? Our receivers are catching for 25, 30 yards a game.
Mm-hmm.
Skylar Bell can do that. You don't have to keep hemorrhaging money. And this is the stuff I'm talking about when people say, oh, Bell, Bean this, Bean that, because Bean gets scared and goes and gets D-Hop, goes and gets Brandon Cooks, goes and gets Odell Beckham if he's there or whoever, because I don't trust what I just drafted.
Yep.
You don't have it's not a big chasm to fill. You're filling a 3 to 4 target per player. Keon Coleman can do that. Shakir is you can give him an extra one. DJ Moore he's used to 160 targets. Hell, give him 8 a game.
Yeah.
He'll be open. So why is it that we got to get rid of Palmer, who we already have on a roster? And if we do cut him, it's a $10 million dead cap. I know Tommy's itching right now. It's that Taco Bell you had on Friday. I heard about that too.
How's your toilet, by the way? Is it okay?
It's in shambles. But I mean, Josh Palmer, if healthy, can fulfill 3 targets a game. If he's not healthy, next man up, Keon Coleman. Next man up, Skylar Bell. Next man up, White Steve. I don't give a damn.
Yeah.
I mean, because what are we doing? We're not filling this big void here if Palmer doesn't work out. He didn't create a void. He wasn't there. We survived just fine. We got Dawson Knox. Put Kincaid in the slot. Move Shakir out to the outside. Get freaky with it. Mm-hmm. Stop putting round circular objects in the circular holes all the time. I know we always said, McDermott with his receiver coach that used to be a running back and his offensive line coach, you'd be a punter. That kind of crap. But sometimes it's not that hard.
Right.
It's not always that hard to go outside when you got a talent like Shakir. When you got a talent like Kincaid. Maybe Kincaid's body's not good enough to be in line. Maybe that's why he keeps getting hurt. Did anybody think of that? Maybe line him up and give him a free pass every once in a while. Get him one-on-one with a linebacker. Create matchups. And so for that, I don't want to hear anything about Brandon Cooks. I don't want to hear anything about the free agents that we should bring in. We have them on the team right now. You didn't draft them. The first and second, third, fourth wave of free agents are going. You don't have money. Just stay with status quo.
Stop ruining the damn salary cap. that's
nutshell.
essentially right. It's basically what you're saying. Stop with my damn salary cap.
So then he said we got a white Steve mentioned. Oh wait, I'm always good for one. But yeah,
Shambles was crazy. Shambles was you ain't heard of Shambles in a minute. All right. Option number 3 for me. And listen, this is gonna be fun. I'm excited about this. They're gonna kill me for this one.
Oh, I
promise y'all gonna kill me. But let's just have fun with it. Okay. So option number 3 for me is Dalton Kincaid. And the reason I say Dalton Kincaid is everything that we saw in Dalton Kincaid's skill set was the same thing that we said about Dawson Knox the year he scored 8 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same exact thing. Man, look how athletic that guy is, man. He's a beast, man. If they would just target him more. It's the same exact stuff we're saying about Dalton Kincaid. Man, if he could just stay healthy. Right? There's always this qualifier with both guys.
Yeah.
Right? And here's the crazy part. Dalton Kincaid came in, he could catch everything. Mm-hmm. His issue was getting stronger. Right? Being able to take the hits, being able to block. What was Dawson Knox's thing? Catching the ball.
Mm-hmm.
He was already strong enough. He was already a decent blocker. He's super athletic. Both got, well, we saw Knox come in and improve and be able to catch the ball and all that kind of stuff. And he's made some great plays over the last, few seasons rather, when relied upon or like in key moments. Like we've seen him make some big time plays, mm-hmm. even though he only gets 2 targets a game.
Right.
But with Kincaid, we've still yet to see him put it all together the way that Dawson Knox did. Now, granted, Dawson Knox in year 3, I think it was year 3 when he scored 8 touchdowns. So
yeah, hopefully
we see year 3 of Kincaid be exactly what we saw with Knox, where we get this big boom. And actually, no, we're in year 5 of Kincaid now, going into year 5, aren't we? Because we just picked up his 5th year option, didn't we?
Year 4.
So we're in year 4. Okay, so we're already past that point with Kincaid. Mm-hmm. But again, my point nevertheless is, for what Dalton Kincaid has the potential to be, I don't want to continue to assume that it'll just come with time. Because if we get to the end of this 5th year contract and he only blows up in year 5, and then we give him a contract, I'll be pissed.
Mm-hmm.
I'll absolutely be pissed. Miss me with the BS on that one about what his value is or what he can do with it. No, he's only shown it to me 1 season. I'm not paying a guy off of 1 season. I'm not doing it. So with that regard, if that's what I have to go off of with Dalton Kincaid, and Dalton Kincaid does not put forth an amazing season this year and next year so that I can see some continuity, and he's playing in at least 16 games a season, I'm good on that. He's replaceable. His production is replaceable. Geez, you are way.
I'm hazy.
I don't know.
I'm being replaced.
Yeah. It just gets real foggy, and all of a sudden it comes back clear and you're gone.
I'm White Steve.
No.
Where the hell kid go?
Somehow Tommy poured it onto the set. It's the Tommy and Airman show now. So yeah. So I mean, look, you all can be mad at me for that. I do think.
I think Laura's the only one that's mad at you. I saw a couple of people say I agree.
Yeah.
I think Jay Hamp's mad at you too, but that's about it.
That's fair. That's fair. Who you got?
This is a weird one because it's not going to make sense. I'm trying to figure out how to make it make sense. Deion Walker.
Ooh.
The reason why.
That's a good one. I like this.
Hear me out.
Yeah.
Where is Deion Walker positioned?
Okay.
He's positioned as the nose tackle. Now, Deion Walker.
You can hear the eggshells crickling and crackling.
It's not the player, it's the position for me. Deion Walker being at nose tackle, because we didn't address that position, allows TJ Sanders to be the starter now. But I mean, this is what really gets me. It's we didn't address the nose tackle position, which puts Deion Walker in a position that doesn't allow him to be what he's supposed to be, that defensive end, that 2-eye, the 3 tech, even if you want it. He can go as far as 4 tech. He's a wild card because people see his size and say, oh, he can't. No, he can. Because 6'7", 335, believe it or not, is not humongous. It's just big, okay? So it's not an anomaly. If you're thinking about somebody like Dexter Lawrence, who's like 6'1", 330 or whatever he is, a bowling ball. Walker is long, and he's got the reach to be on that end. He has the pass rush move. But we move him to the inside because why? We were too lazy to figure out how to get a nose tackle. You would say, we got Dwayne Carter. He booked the 325. Oh, we got Zion Logue, who goes into the draft having a hold on this position. Oh, we got TJ Sanders, who can play the 4-eye, can play the 3T, which we have never seen him do well.
No.
But instead, this is the 3 you're trotting out there right now. Landon Jackson, to me, has a better shot at getting that other defensive end position. Let that sink in for a moment. All this could have been prevented by doing your due diligence and getting that nose tackle.
Yeah.
Deion Walker should not, ever, never, ever be a nose tackle. Ever. I would put Ed Oliver at nose tackle before Deion Walker. Landon Jackson at nose? Nah, brother. You ain't seen what I seen. You ain't seen. Okay, Dexter, but my point is, is he's not a bowling ball.
Right.
And I know, no, Lawrence don't want those. Leonard is not even Leonard. Terry Gray don't scout nose tackles. That's the thing. Terry Gray doesn't scout 1 techs. He likes 3 techs. He likes 2 techs, 4 techs.
Mm-hmm.
The Fedarian Mathis is on the bubble. I don't even know if he's going to. I forgot earlier, somebody mentioned Burton, who's not even on the team anymore as wide receiver when we were talking about the wide receiver. He's not on the team anymore. I think it was I roll, maybe.
Oh, really? They let him go?
Jerome Burton. He was a Jermaine. Jermaine. He was a tryout. He was never even on the team.
So he's on the short list in case they need
Yeah, he's on that. If you keep your nose clean and stay active, we might bring you back, which they know better. No, I don't have any faith in Mathis, Fedarian Mathis being a nose tackle. I don't have any faith in Dwayne Carter being a nose tackle. I don't have any faith in what's the other guy's name? Zane Durant being a nose tackle. I don't have any faith in anybody on this team being a true nose tackle. Now you can masquerade him as a nose tackle, but see, that's where I think you go back into the Denver defensive line where you had the 2 outside backers and a 3 and a what was it, 3 and a 2 tech, and I think that's how they're going to line up. But no, I want Deion Walker as far into the defensive end realm as possible without putting him into like the 7 or 9 tech. He should definitely be a 3 or 4. That's where he should be, and I don't want any world where we waste him for any down as a nose tackle unless it's like a what do you call it? I forget what it's called. A speed, a meant speed formation.
Mm-hmm. Really quick, Kev says he will not play nose tackle. I wanna make sure I have the right context of this comment. If you're saying he will not play nose tackle from the perspective of he will not play traditional nose tackle, then yeah, you're absolutely right, because first and foremost, that's not the way nose tackles in the scheme play, and secondly, it's not in his skill set to play a traditional 2-gapping nose tackle. He does not want to play that way, and it will do nothing but re-injure his back to try to ask him to do so.
That's why I just had that ish fit. Yep.
Yeah.
And somebody just said, what about the offensive lineman to go into nose tackle? I would even do that. They're talking about Clayton, the rugby player. I've been lobbying for him to be on the defensive line for 3 years now. So
let me get the button ready.
I know.
He has the trunk to do it.
He has the trunk, but that's okay. You said trunk.
Yeah. So I think I got away with that.
You did.
Did I tell you I got AO bombed at the house?
Did I tell you I AO bombed myself at Tops today when I'm like, I was like, I need hot dog. Pause. Gotta get some bun. Pause. I just heard Junie's voice in my head. It was like pause. Echoes. And I'm like,
We gotta put that as a sound effect. Just pause with an echo. That's so good. That's so good, bro. So anyway, remember I told you Junie was helping me with the help me with the repair. I was reassured because he looked kind of bored after a while. He's bumping the brake and all that, kind of just standing around watching me work.
Mm-hmm.
And I said we finally got everything done. Now all I gotta do is put these nuts on and we'll be good. He said, "What?"
You're like,
"Come on, bro." He's like, "You gotta put them nuts on, brother? Like what are you doing? What are you talking about, brother? Like, what, you gotta put them nuts on? You picking them nuts up and you got the nuts in your hand?" Like, yeah. I'm like, "Are you serious? I got AO bombed at my own house now
while working on the car."
Right. I'm like, yo, the name of the part is a lug nut. What do you want me to do about that?
I can't lug no nuts.
I, like if I call them bolts, it's not the right name. It's not what they are.
There's still something wrong with it. So
yeah, probably.
Hey, yo, bolts. Hey, yo.
That's how much you hate AO.
Right? You like, oh, God.
You can see it. You can see it.
I'll be faster. Like, But yeah, there's if you think he's never going to line up in that one tech, I don't know what to tell you. He will. Yeah, he's going to. Like I said, it's going to be the speed package or something like that. Where he's a one gapper, but he's still gonna have to fight out two guys at some point, and that's just because that's how they built this team. Yeah. Harrison Phillips, another one gapper. Yeah, they're all the same. Zane Durant actually is a fun thought, not for nose, but he's a fun thought for some playing time as well. Yeah. But no, I just don't like what they did to that defensive line position and putting Deion Walker in the middle as default.
Yep. So I think ultimately the point that I wanted to bring us to with this conversation is there are several players on this team, and I'm interested to hear you guys' thoughts on this. I'm going to ask the question in a second. Okay. But it's always going to be an interesting thought to just really take a look at the production that we've gotten from these players and think about whether or not it's replaceable. Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, where the conversation gets even more interesting for me is getting to the place where after you've kind of figured out, okay, is this player's production replaceable or not? The next thought after that should be, well, who's available to replace him? Right? And what's really, really cool about this conversation with the Bills is a lot of the answers are already on the team. Yep. And this is a position the Bills have not been in mm-hmm. ever. Mm-hmm. Like under Sean McDermott, the players that were in that scheme and the players that Bean was bringing in at the time, if a guy was replaceable then, you had to go out of the building to find somebody to replace him, but with the draft and players that we've signed, like the answers in my mind anyway are here. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to be as optimistic as possible to just think the best of the Bills at this point, because the season hasn't started yet and I don't have any evidence. Mm-hmm. But we have to collectively live in this pool of optimism and hope that the Bills don't lock themselves into to players at key positions just because they've been there. If this is truly a new leaf turned over, if this is truly a new scheme and it's truly a new team as they try to make it seem like it is, new atmosphere, new culture, new this, new that, it's year one, all these indicators that they're using to try and tell us this is not the same old Bills. This is brand new. This is different from how it used to be. Mm-hmm. Okay. That's one more way you can prove it. Yeah. Don't force these players that don't fit down my throat and tell me.
Pause. Yeah.
But the echo with that is epic. Like don't do that and then tell me, yeah, this is year one. This is, this is a new team. You can't hold this team to the same standards as the last team. We're going to try for a Super Bowl, but that's, the goal right now is just winning it. Whatever the rhetoric is going to be. You know what I mean? All right, let's get to the question now, because I want to see what players you guys come up with. Okay. Thank you, Adam. I did catch myself on that pause. All right. So here's the question again. You ready? And I like, give me at least 10 answers. Can I get 10? We got 32 people watching right now. If you're shy, I understand, but we should be able to get at least 10 names in here.
I mean, you should be in the family by now, so don't worry about the disclaimer.
It's very true. It's very true. All right. Here's the question again. If Bean could upgrade one starting position tomorrow without giving up anything, no draft picks, no players, no nothing, which position would you choose? Go.
Tyler Bass,
Nate,
of course.
Nate, seriously, Tyler Bass. Oh, another Terrell Bernardo.
Yeah, somebody else agreed with you right away, so I don't know who it was, but might have been Samantha.
Left guard, yeah. I totally understand that. I mean, it's all. Let me ask you this. And I'll just say I would. Would you think it is a major risk to put Connor McGovern back at left guard and start as VPG?
I don't think it's a major risk.
I don't either. And I think not only would it be an upgrade at left guard, but now you have a guard combination that can protect your center. Your center's been there in this same scheme for many, many years, just learning and learning and learning. Excuse me. I think he deserves an opportunity to prove himself. And this is kind of what I was talking about when I said don't lock players into positions just because they've been there. Be flexible, move guys around if you can to make the entire product better.
Mm-hmm.
If they don't do that, we're stuck with Alec Anderson, Cushenberry, and what?
We got
Armajri.
What's the boys? Yeah, we got Reed. We got what's the guy we drafted? The
I'm bringing it right now.
Not Zane Durant. God, what's the left tackle's name?
Jude Bowery.
Yeah, it's funny because Sampson said that McGovern's too small to play left guard, but McGovern is 6'5", 320, and Alec Anderson is 6'4", 305.
Mm-hmm.
So McGovern's actually way bigger. And somebody said that Zane Durant was too small to play. I don't know if you meant period or if you're talking about nose tackle, because I said not at nose tackle. I was just talking about him playing period. But to go back to this point, yeah, it's not just about size; it's about technique.
Yes,
you know, people always talk about size, but
Andy Levitri is a great example of that.
Eric Wood wasn't that big either. They both were excellent guards for both of them, actually. Mm-hmm. But they weren't big.
Just so you guys know, for those of you that don't know, Andy Levitri was 6'2", 303.
Yeah, he was, and I think that was a lie early. I think he was like just barely 300, maybe.
Yeah, he ended up getting paid.
Yeah, he got paid big time.
Yeah,
you know, Eric Wood. You look at him now, you can tell he put on a lot of weight to play football because that dude is in shape.
Yep. And
I'm like, who the hell is this curly-headed guy? Oh man, that's Eric Woods. But yeah, I mean, McGovern was a guard in Dallas. McGovern was a guard here. If you're running an agile line, size doesn't matter as much. So the odd point is Torrance. Torrance is the odd point if you're talking about an agile move line that we should have with Josh Allen, because you got to get Josh Allen's pocket to move with him. If you want him to stay in the pocket, you want him to stay protected, the pocket has to move. Otherwise, you're going to get what you see now, him bailing and taking off. You know, and that's what we're trying to avoid at year 30, at whatever. But I think, yeah, for real, he's tiny. But and that's no disrespect. I wish I could do that. But no, I would love to see us VPG play center. I would love to see, maybe somebody with a little more agility playing the center next to somebody that's agile in what we're talking about in McGovern now, because we've seen him play.
Steve says replace whole offense for Rams, keep Allen, throw in coach, replace defense for with Philly or Seattle, and keep DC. Trade. I said one position, Steve. One. Just one.
He gave you all 10 and how to fix it.
Right. He put it all into one.
While going outside.
Just replace all this.
He just violated every rule you had.
It's like the person that goes to the dollar store and buys everything they have on the shelf. I'll take all of this.
No, he's the one guy that goes to the dollar store and asks, how much does this cost? Like,
Of course, you would think of something like that.
it's a dollar store. I don't know.
But surprisingly, everything is not just $1 at the dollar store. I found that out the hard way. Like you
Like
have
$1.25 now.
more expensive things at the
Yeah,
dollar store.
different tiers.
We also have cheaper things at the dollar store.
Yeah.
Really?
But yeah, I would love to see what that looks like. You're paying this guy a lot of money, and worst case scenario, you have to slide him back over. But I don't see a world where you would have to. The SVPG played in the SEC for years.
Dog. Yo, this chat is going crazy. Iro said replace Steve. Steve was a Rams fan.
Tough.
Listen, I love my people, man. I love all my people. I do.
Yeah.
This is fun. This is so much fun.
Tough.
I
mean, yeah, right guards are usually people movers, but who's to say they have to be all the time? It could be a left guard, it could be center, it could be anybody. It depends on your scheme. It really depends on your scheme. If you want, if James Cook likes to hit that backside B gap, which is Osiris Torrance side, and they can do something funky with that, then do it. Who am I to sit here and say, well, you have to do it because that's what this position entails.
Yep.
You might flip the whole league on his end by breaking the logic of what's known to be in NFL.
But what's messing them up is they're telling us that their mindset is whatever adjustments need to be made, we're gonna make it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like they're giving us all these hints and clues that, hey, listen, we're gonna tailor this thing to what the players do best.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Be careful saying that, because guess what? If it still does not work, or at the very least, it still is not better than last year. Because again, for as much as we are looking forward to this season, I think deep down and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. Excuse me. I could be way off in left field with this thought. But I think every Bills fan is going into this season with the thought in the back of their minds, this better be better than last season.
Yeah.
If I see the same offensive struggles from last season, if I see the same defense giving up yards and yards and yards and getting gashed in the run game, no, this is not going to be better to me. The team looks the same. Are we still winning? Sure. But I think it won't feel better than last year. Even though this team is winning games against a harder schedule, which is better, like to Sam's comment here, if the Bills go 15-2 with this schedule, massive improvement on last season.
Yeah, for sure.
For this team to put that schedule up against this difficulty, this strength of schedule, I would be amazed.
Yeah. I
would absolutely be amazed.
Yep. And I'm being phased out again. We gotta figure out why that's doing it. I don't
40-hour pod.
Yeah, no, Laura's right. Yeah, I changed to 9 until who the hell knows when. So that's why I'm still here confidently and not squirming. But yeah, no, that's why I asked the question earlier. What would have to happen for you to say, I don't know. And it has to be the identity of the offense not changing. And there's going to be a lot of people in denial. I told you it's different. Where?
You better be able to prove it.
Right. Where? We're going to hear a lot of, see, that's all you had to do is get rid of me. Why? Where?
Right.
Because we've seen 100-yard receiver. We saw Stephon Diggs under McDermott. Then we saw Stephon Diggs say the offense isn't going to work. And we saw Stephon Diggs ousted and never replaced. We saw Gabe Davis brought back for whatever reason. And that didn't work. We see Keon Coleman now. We don't know what that is, And somebody in the chat earlier said, I want you guys to tell me who we could replace those people with. I think they were more so going towards, I don't even know. They mentioned who'd you have? You had Bernard, you had Palmer, and who was the other one?
Bernard, Palmer, and
Kincaid. So I think they were looking to see who you wanted to replace Kincaid with, and then I'm guessing Bernard.
To be honest, I mean, two things. First thing is Musgrave from the Packers, I think is another version of Dawson Knox. I would love to be able to get him onto the team with his speed and see what he can do as a receiving tight end. And to be quite honest, I would give Dawson Knox another contract, because anything that we give Dawson Knox at this point in his career is going to still be less than what Dalton Kincaid is going to demand, both for his draft position and the expectation and hype surrounded around his skill set. I think if he became a free agent, there would be some team out there that thinks we can get him healthy enough to be able to perform for us, in the same way that the Vikings thought about TJ Hawkinson. If we can keep him healthy, he can come here, he can perform for us. I think that's the kind of tight end Dalton Kincaid is, but I don't want to pay him for that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to pay him to be that. I'd rather pay Dawson Knox, get another younger guy in on a much lower contract, and continue to develop Jackson Hawes, because I really like him too, and let that be my tight end room going forward. And if that means that I can't look at my tight end room as playmaker territory, then so be it. Because the way that they've been used has been, you're not necessarily playmakers, you make plays because of the scheme. That's fine. Yeah. I'm absolutely fine with that. Let the wide receivers go out and be playmakers. Let Shakir be a playmaker. Let DJ Moore be a playmaker. Let Keon go out and be a playmaker. You've already got guys that can be playmakers. Yeah. You don't really actually need Kincaid to be that. He's icing on the cake, and if he's not playing, you still got the receivers in Dawson Knox. So you'll get by. It's part of the reason why I put Kincaid on this list.
Yeah, I think that was what you said. That was my overarching point, especially on offense. You'll get by because you're not replacing, for the most part. Take whoever you want. You're not. You can even say DJ Moore, replace him with somebody. Until we see him on the field getting the targets that he deserves, he's just another everybody eats player to me. He's just a name player that makes $28 million on the cap in 2027, because I'm going to be that red man. Great. But yeah, no, I think we have to, we can't sit here and say we know what anybody is besides Cook and Josh.
Thank you.
And that's even, to me, that's a stretch even. It is, because if
you lost the guy that was opening holes for Cook.
Yeah. You got other teams that know what to look for now. Exactly. And Josh has to get on the same page with these guys under a new offense. If it's not an offense that Josh is particularly good at, who knows? I mean, we all think we've seen Josh, but like you said, Josh has been under McDermott's umbrella of offensive coordinators until now.
Yep. And
now it's going to be, I don't like this. I don't like that. I'm not doing that. I'm not, and I need to see that. I need to see, where Brady dances on the line between play actions, because Josh doesn't like play action. I want to see where Brady dances on the line with under center, because Josh doesn't like under center. I need to see that. How do you change the way we run the offense based on how because Josh, this is my thing. Somebody will say, Josh, what do you want to do? We're doing it. We're doing it. I was watching that game. Like I said, the 90 playoff game between the Bills and Miami, and they made a big point to say Jim Kelly he calls every play. He never looks at the sideline for a play. And back then they didn't have all the technology where they do, and at this point in time, year 9, year 10 of Josh Allen, I expect him to be able to call pretty much every play.
Mm-hmm.
And so when people, this drove me freaking out of my skull when it came to people talking about the play before the half against Denver. Well, why didn't they just call the kneel? Why didn't they just do that? Why didn't you think Josh didn't know this could be the last play? Let me just put 2 hands on it and go down. No. So it wasn't McDermott. It wasn't Brady. It wasn't a play call. Maybe the play call wasn't the kneel.
Yeah.
But in your head, I gotta be more careful. I can't try to make plays. This is it. I'm just gonna run a clock out. We got the ball at the half. That's the kind of awareness you gotta have.
Yep.
And in year 9, year 10, year beyond, that's what I expect. That's what I'm looking for as a transition forward with our quarterback. Because now McDermott's not here. The only coach he's ever known. The only way he's ever known an NFL team to be run. It's over. Now you have more seniority. Now you're the guy. There is an unquestioned leadership, and you're it. Joe Brady can tell you, I want to do this. Josh Allen's got to be able to say, nah. Who's going to bench you? Who's going to pull you? Who's going to reprimand you when you're Josh Allen? Nobody. Because guess what? You saw what happened when Josh Allen cried. The coach got fired.
Yep.
So Josh has to know, if I want to see change, If I don't trust in what he called in this position, if I see something different, change it. Just change it.
Yep.
Nobody cares. Change it. Right or wrong. Throw an interception. You changed it. That's the progression I want to see. I don't care about the safety. I want to see him move on to the level of Peyton Manning, on to the level of this is my team. Where you see it in the way he plays. He's an elite player within the scope of somebody else's offense.
Right. But
now I want to see him transition to his offense. Where I want everybody eats. No, not today, because DJ Moore's on fire.
Yep. Aaron Rodgers goes to a team, they run his offense. Tom Brady went to Tampa Bay, they ran his offense. Peyton Manning goes to Denver, they run his like that. That's what you're talking about. So I'm with you on that. Like, this is what I'm comfortable with. This is what's going to get us to the Super Bowl. This is what we're doing. Go get me the pieces to do this. And if Brady hasn't figured that out, I don't think he's going to have the kind of success that we're all hoping he's going to have, and even he's hoping that he'll have.
Slim Nady said it right. He said he's want to see Joshy be daddy on the field. I just kind of what I want to see. That's what I expect. I mean, is it asking for too much, guys? I don't think so.
No, not at all. One last thing, and then we'll get going. Yep. And I think this is really fun. So I was thinking about this when I was thinking about this replaceability deal. And I was reminded of the Aaron Donald situation with him coming back, right? And it's probably looking like he's gonna skip training camp and just come back. Cool.
Yeah.
But it made me start to think, like, the Bills have the Bills have had, really good players that at times you wish would come back and play on other better teams, right? Like, man, it would have been nice if that team with Peerless Price and Lee Evans, you could have Eric Moulds play a couple extra seasons or something. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So in the spirit of that Aaron Donald move, I want to ask this question, and let's just have some fun with it. If there was one player from the history of the Bills that you would bring back to come and play in the 2026 season for the Buffalo Bills this year, I think I kind of already know who your player is going to be.
No, you don't.
No, I don't?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
You don't.
All right. If there was one player from the history of the all right, Iro, take care, man. Yep. Right, Sam said, come on, man.
You said have fun with it, not be obvious. Come on now.
Yep, even Steve was like, bring back Bruce Smith all day. Of course, that's gonna be most people's answer. But yeah, what do you think? Who you got? Who you taking?
Who'd you think I was gonna say?
I thought you were gonna say Bruce Smith.
Nope.
No?
Nope.
Okay.
Cornelius Bennett.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, in his 3-4 defense or whatever you're going to, odd front defense, a guy that can put his hand in the dirt, a guy that can rush standing up, a guy that's unrelenting.
Spoken like a true defensive mind.
But think about what we're missing.
Give me the guy that can do literally everything,
but
and I want to put him on defense.
Think about what we're missing. We're missing that bendy edge speed guy that people, if it wasn't for Bruce, Cornelius Bennett would have been a household name. He's like Pippen. He's like, if Jordan wasn't there, what did Pippen do when Jordan wasn't there? I mean, that's Cornelius Bennett.
Yeah.
We traded, we gave a Julio Jones type draft package to get this biscuit, and I think if you look at what we've been searching for forever, we've been searching for a menace that gets to the quarterback. We've been searching for a guy that can cover passes, a guy that can play the run, a guy that can rush from many different fronts. I think that guy right there would be the sack answer. I think that guy right there would be the answer for the edge. And I would definitely be like, okay, Rousseau, sit down and watch. Because this is what it is. Because Bennett, and I'd even say a Daryl Talley kind of player. But Biscuit for me is the epitome of, you laugh when I say biscuit.
No.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
No, but for me, that's the kind of player that would unlock this defense, and we'd be like, oh, okay, 3-4, 4-3, don't matter because we got him out there just wreaking havoc. What you got?
I'm laughing because I saw this comment from Steve.
I tried to do a whole show without saying the name.
I know. And that's what's so funny about it is, like, at some point when I was asking this question, I was like, I kind of want Keys to say OJ just to stick it to him, because don't take the damn name down, right? So this would have been hilarious if you did say it. But Steve, of course, being not afraid to say what's on his mind, is bring back OJ. He'll take out the opposition one way. Oh my God! Epic comment.
That's
epic comment.
That's what you would expect.
It's hilarious. I love it. I absolutely love it. All right, let's check the chat, see who we got. Bruce is definitely on the list. We got Takeo Spikes. You only get one, man. He says Takeo Spikes and London Fletcher. You get one.
You
got to choose.
He wants the whole linebacker. He forgot about Jeff Posey. Why not just round it out?
Ted Washington. I was gonna say Pat Williams, bro. Either one. I think what I like about Pat Williams more is he was able to not only play nose tackle in a 3-4, but he could definitely be that good penetrating one tech in a 4-3. So he had some versatility to his game. Also, you get him on the field with his versatility, and you are able to move Deion Walker, to either, I think it would be that defensive end position. I would absolutely love to see that.
Posey was trash. Damn, Seth. I mean, I was just riding the vibes.
Posey was not trash.
No, he wasn't. But you named 2 to 3. He was just not Spikes and not Fletcher.
Yeah.
I like Ted because Ted was Steve, he's trying to pull at my heartstrings with the Five Heartbeats reference. Ted was a very strong, very quick, very agile big man that could not be moved. So I think in this climate, if you listen to what I said about Deion Walker playing a 1, put Ted Washington next to Deion Walker.
Oh my God.
Forget it.
Over.
It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
You're not going nowhere. I watch a lot of vintage Bills, and I'm like, okay, who would I want? Obviously, Bruce is an easy answer. In this climate, Andre Reed, easy answer. Eric Mose, easy answer.
Oh yeah.
Hell, James Lofton, Quinn Early, easy answers. But
Marshawn Lynch, Shady McCoy. There's plenty of players that you could bring back.
Bring them back. Only position you can't really say that is tight end. Because I'm taking Dawson Knox over Pete Metzelaars. I don't really. Yeah. People are gonna say Scott Chandler. I'm taking Dawson Knox over him too.
What? Go ahead and make your point first.
No. Go ahead. What were you gonna
say? So you gave me a defensive player. Now let's reverse it. So everybody who answered, if you answered offense already, now you got to answer defense. If you answered defense, now you got to answer offense. We both gave defense. What offensive player would you want to replace?
Oh, okay. I can do this. Who would I bring back?
And you'd have to, like, a player that's on the team now would have to be taken off. So you got to be strategic about who you're replacing.
It's going to be a wide receiver. We know that.
Okay.
So I'm just trying to think. Let's see. With Josh, I would love to see Stevie Johnson with Josh.
Oh, okay. There goes your comment there, Sam.
Oh,
there goes your comment.
Yeah. Billy D. Phil Hansen? All the D. You said Phil. Damn it. No Colt 45 for you. No.
We already got Thurman Thomas on the team right now. His name's James Cook.
Right. Stevie. I think Stevie Johnson would have to be, because I would love to see a player that's so comfortable being unorthodox and off the beaten path. He doesn't run routes. He doesn't follow plays. He just gets to a spot. I would love to see Josh Allen and Chan Gailey's offense. Just get to a spot at a certain time and the ball's going to be there. Because Josh Allen doesn't really, I'm going to catch flack for this. It only took me 2 hours and 37 minutes. But Josh Allen is good at throwing to a spot fast. He doesn't really throw people open. He doesn't really anticipate.
Yes.
But think about if he just like, okay, in 3 steps, the ball has to go to the inside hash. That's a spot, but it's kind of anticipation too. And with Stevie Johnson, Terrell Owens. Okay,
I was gonna say Terrell Owens, man.
All right.
I was gonna say Terrell Owens. God, taking my peoples.
I gotta listen to Ryder.
I'll pick somebody else.
But yeah, no, I think that was that would be a beautiful thing with somebody that can play when the play breaks down. And that's why I like that Stevie Johnson worked with Keon Coleman, because he already was somebody we already identified could find the gap when the play broke down. So I think this will be an added layer to Keon Coleman's game. And I hope they figure out how to use it.
Okay. So T.O. was taken. Eric Moulds was taken. I'm going to try to think of somebody that has not been thought of already. I
would say Steve just screwed it up for me. I was going to say Andre Reed if I can't say Stevie Johnson because I don't know who said it first.
You're going to bring Sam, you got to replace somebody on the team. Why are we
talking Kyle about Allen. Get rid of Kyle Allen. It wasn't going to be Josh. It's got to be Kyle. Sam Bussell. Shane O'Mac. Got to get rid of him. I was not aware this was part of the show.
Sam said, my bad.
Nah, say it with your chest. I'm with you.
Don't condone this behavior in here. It's not what we want the chat to do. Just break all the rules. It's gonna be nothing but chaos in here. What's wrong with you?
Who said Cordy Glenn?
Cordy Glenn. I mean, Cordy Glenn and Deion Dawkins basically the same player. Basically. I was thinking of Andy Levitri, to be quite honest. I think bringing back Andy Levitri to play left guard in this offense, he was one of those athletic guys that also had a power aspect to his game, always got great leverage, was really widely regarded as one of the best left guards in the league right after he left here. I think he signed with the Falcons, I think it was. But again, to add that kind of talent to this offensive line. Yeah.
He went to Tennessee, didn't he?
Did he go to Tennessee?
Tennessee?
Oh, yeah, that's right. It was Tennessee. I'm sorry. Yeah. I think he finished his career in Atlanta. Yeah. So he got the money from Tennessee. Oh, Mario Williams is not a bad choice.
Yeah, that clears up that TJ Sanders point I was making earlier.
Yeah. Although we really scoffed at the idea when he was in Rex Ryan's defense.
He's not trying to play a defensive outside linebacker and then playing defensive end.
He could be that 4-eye though.
But yeah, that's where he would have played. He would have rather because Rex Ryan tried to make him a linebacker. He left Houston because he didn't want to play linebacker.
Right.
Yeah. So that would have made. He would have been a nice little Bruce Smith kind of player.
Yeah. Yep. Adam said Steve Christie.
You didn't want to bring back Scott Norwood?
Oh God. You are just asking for it today. Like you really came ready for the criticism. Didn't you?
Was horrible. Yeah, I did.
Real
quick, I thought about you. I was listening to Talking Buffalo. And
oh my God, how did I not say this name? I totally forgot about Jason Peters.
He said hello.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I know.
No, real quick. I was thinking about you. I was listening to Talking Buffalo on Friday, and this goes into your conspiracy theory. That's not really a conspiracy theory because he actually is in the know. Where am I? Okay, so Pat Moran said that he was going to go to training camp every day, all 7 practices or 5 of the 7 or whatever. He's going to get a hotel room and stay overnight. And he used to get the credentials going to the field, going to the press box. And he said he doesn't want to do that anymore. He said, I'm not doing this. He said, I enjoy being close to the players, but I don't want to be told what I can and cannot talk about. Somebody that had training camp credentials said, I don't want to be told what I can and cannot. And this is a podcaster. So he said that you have to clear stuff with their PR and media team. He didn't want to be censored anymore. He said he didn't want to sacrifice him being himself. He said, and I said that's so interesting to me because he's long since reported that questions to the team had to be approved by pressers before pressers and interviews. What's there to hide if you need that much level of censorship? What are we hiding? What lengths will they go to preserve the pristine image in the eyes of the fan when it's not so pretty in the background? That explains the Mookie Hawkins questions, and we're not going to get into the rest of it. But I've been he's been a punching bag of mine for years. I'm like, yo, this dude's corny. But when you hear somebody like Pat Moran say that, you know why. We make fun of Sal. When you hear somebody like Pat Moran say that, you know why. Because he worked for the team. Why is Jerry Sullivan blacklisted from the press room?
Yes.
So this opens so much from another podcaster that has nothing to lose. He's not lying. He had credentials. You can look it up. He used to be in the press row, in the press box. at training camps. He used to be on the field at training camps, talking to players, getting interview sound bites. But all of his sound bites had to be censored. They had to be cleared from the PR team before he pressed anything. Everything he reported, everything he said had to go through them.
Mm-hmm.
And why? Why is this, I ask? You said it, and your sources told you this. So for people that want to scoff at you saying, I have sources.
I'm completely fine with just remaining patient and letting this whole thing play out. I think I did say this like 2 years ago. Like, I'm fine being patient and just letting all this play out so that everybody can see for themselves.
Yeah.
If anything, that does nothing but bring more credibility to the show.
Yeah.
For us to just be patient and let everybody like catch up.
Yeah. And J-Ham, no, every team doesn't do that. That's why you see coaches get up and walk out of pressers. That's why you see people get mad and have to issue apologies. Why you see people not allowed in the room because they ask questions that they're not supposed to, or they post a soundbite that the team doesn't want out there. Yep. But there's no filter process for every team. This team is big on its image. This team is big on what's said about them, what messaging gets out there, how the messaging gets out there. You know, when Pagula, the whole thing with Pagula talking about Keon, it didn't get cleared. So he was caught out there talking to his, and he screwed up.
Yeah.
That's the prime example. When they don't write your script for you and they don't hand you the questions before they're asked, you get that. Yeah. And that's why you see that.
There was, and look, I don't want what I'm about to say to be taken as, oh, he's just trying to pat himself on the back. There was somebody, a very nice young lady who commented on our, I think it was our last episode.
Mm-hmm.
And she was
never on mother. Did you comment back yet? I'm like, I forgot. Go ahead.
And she said something to the effect of, been watching you guys for a while now. I don't know how you guys don't have a lot more followers or subscribers or whatever. And I was very appreciative of that comment. And truth be told, I think part of the reason that we don't is because of the path that we took to get where we're at now, which is we're not gonna do what everybody else did to get where they are.
Right.
We're gonna be us. We're gonna tell the truth. We're gonna give you the results of our research, and we're gonna let the dogs lie where they are. Right. And whatever conclusion you, the viewer, draw from what we say is up to you completely. You can believe what we say. You cannot believe what we say. But what you can't say about us on the show is we didn't do the work and we didn't present you with all of the facts. You can't say that.
Yeah. Right.
And so I thank you, Billy D. But the whole reason why we decided to do it this way was I think you and I probably knew this individually early on because we never talked about why we do the show the way that we do.
Yeah.
But I think we both knew, like, in order to get big, like some of these other, podcasts and networks and stuff like that, like, you gotta be willing to kiss a little ass when you don't want to. You know what I'm saying? It's part of the reason why, like when you hear Jeremy White and on WGR talk now, he can be a little bit more free with his criticism of the skill positions and all that kind of stuff. Whereas before it was the wide receiver train.
Yep.
Now he can say, we need to upgrade the skill positions. Right. You know what I'm saying? He can be outwardly, like he can be open with that kind of stuff. So seeing how that played out on radio, I think for me, it was like, well, if we're doing a podcast and we're just talking as best friends, like, I don't want to have to be all uptight and only say screw that.
Yeah.
Like, let's just be real. Like that's what we are. Let's just be real people.
You
know what I mean?
For the real. I mean, you guys can tell us what you hear elsewhere and we'll talk about it. I have no problem listening and talking to other people's opinions. But when I sit here in this chair, I can only tell you me. I can't do it. I can't pump something up I don't believe in. I can't make a story up that's just not there. Like you said, we tell our truth. It's based on what we found, our truth.
Yeah. I am gonna start pushing this slogan now, though. We are the voice of the critical thinking fan.
Did you hear what GR says now?
Yeah, the voice of the fan.
No. They say for objective Bills news that you can trust.
No way.
Promise you.
Oh my God. I can't make this up, bro. Okay. Listen. I have this. This is another conspiracy theory. I have this theory that many people that are up on that level have been watching us for the last 3 years. They are very aware of the things that we've been talking about, because very shortly after we talk about something, it becomes a topic on many other podcasts. It's incredible how many times we've seen this. And I even said on the show multiple times, we are critical thinking fans, not
right
hopeful thinking fan or wishful thinking fans, right? So we've already talked about the dichotomy of the different fans and those dynamics and stuff like that. And the slogan I came up with, actually it was the same slogan. I wanted to be, the voice of the critical thinking fan. Right. And then WGR like comes out with the voice of the fan. I'm like, what?
Wait a minute.
Since when? Since when, bro? Y'all never been that. And now I've been talking about this slogan that I've said. I said it a couple times on the show before they came out with that. Like now they're the objective. What?
It's for objective news, objective Bills news that you can trust.
Objective Bills news that you can trust.
I was like, what? I was like, wait a minute. I was like, yo, they really hate the Bills now. But yeah, no, and the thing is, what's funny about it? We don't, Jay Ham has come back and told us what other podcasters have mentioned to us, and Dorothy said it, and it's like, really? I'm flat because I don't have, and Tommy, I don't know, he's doing this show now, but I don't have time anymore because my airport job does not allow me to slack off like I used to. I haven't watched a WNBA game. I haven't watched an NBA game in forever because that's my time to do it. Wow. But now I actually have to do stuff because people I work with don't know what they're doing. So now I'm out in the field. But yeah, so I anybody, if you have a podcast and I watch your podcast or whatever, and I don't anymore, it's not because of you, it's because I don't have the time because they don't give me the time anymore. But yeah, no, I heard that. I almost pulled off the road. I said the objective. Good on you, but damn, how has the time changed? Where did y'all get that from? Y'all pissed.
You're right. That's the other part of this too. I think it's hilarious. Oh, you gonna take business from us? All right, fine. The objective fan is now in the building. You need help at all of your skill positions. Fix that.
And we know just how at 9:00.
Right. Unbelievable. All right.
But the one thing that you're not objective about, and you never should be objective about, is that there. Reese T.
Your head is covering the entire.
But they know what it is. You see the glass. You see it. You see the cup.
Okay, wait. I think I can put it behind me.
I'm gripping it.
Let me see if I can get it. Where? Oh, there it is. Bam. All right. It's
but
behind me.
I'm gripping this one. I can't grip. Anyway. Reese T, he's like, it's behind. There you go. Okay, all right, cool. Reese T is the shiznit. You know why? Because Reese T is only 4 ingredients. Now, you heard about clone meat. You've heard about this lab-grown stuff. All this stuff you did lettuce at Taco Bell. Ooh.
What does got to do with tea?
This is the real deal.
Oh.
4 ingredients.
Yes,
these are the ingredients that will never do you wrong. Now, if you go and have a mishap, if you have a misstep, you go to one of these fine establishments, get yourself some Reese Tea. I guarantee you the health factor will cure all ills. That's from me to you. But on top of that, it's delicious. But I don't drink tea. Don't listen to me. Listen to him. Listen to all the fine people that have had the Reese Tea. Listen to all the fine people that have tasted the product. You went to the Bills games. You went to the stand. Laura's been there. Rico saw it. They said this was excellent tea. Don't listen to this. See for yourself. Get yourself a case. They don't sell individuals anymore. Yes, they do, but you're not buying that. The family does not buy one. We don't have step. So what I'm asking you to do, hit that link down there. Go to your nearest store that carries Reese. Do what you got to do. If they don't carry it, demand that they listen to Post-Podium Podcast and carry the official drink of this here show. Hit the link in the description below and let them know that we sent you.
This is so us. Reese won't give you explosive diarrhea.
Ladies and charge the jingles from here on out.
Oh my gosh, we need the jingle girl to come up with something and put explosive diarrhea in the jingle. Just whatever you come up with, just explosive diarrhea needs to be part of it.
It's got to be in there somewhere.
Telling me to be patient. Wait for the segue, Aramis. Let him get it out first. Calm down. Yeah, of course. Yes, he did say
I did. And I didn't get an AL because y'all fell asleep at the wheel. Too late. Statute of limitations.
How did we miss that? Oh my gosh. One for the road. All right, you know what time it is. We got to jump out the window. Let's go. All right, got that to a much more manageable volume. I apologize.
His drums are blown like Tommy's into a song.
All right, listen, if you have not done so already, there is that thumbs up button. There is that subscribe button.
Use it.
There's another button that you can hit to support the show for free. For free, the free 99. There's that hype button with the little star on it.
Use it.
Push that bad boy as many times as you possibly can. I think everybody only gets one. But thank you so much for pushing it. That really helps us get pushed by the algorithm so that we can get many more people in here to join the family like Adam did and like Canna. Yep. Like Canna and Adam. I'm surprised I remembered those. So thank you for that. Thank you for tuning in, y'all. Again, if you want to be notified whenever we're live or any new content comes out, you got to hit that bell, make that thing
ring like a lane
so that you can get those notifications when we send those notifications. Right now, up until training camp, we are only doing one show a week. We normally air Mondays and Fridays, 5:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. So once training camp starts, we'll be back Mondays and Fridays. So you get us twice a week.
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
But I was going to say, if you can't hit the bell for whatever reason, my mom said her notifications don't work, call them High Mike High Tech. But make sure when you do, you have some Reed's tea in your hand while you're doing so. You can't go wrong.
Yep. In the description of this video is our email. Here's a couple of reasons why you might need it, okay? If you are interested in joining our Discord chat, you want to be part of the Inner Circle family, and you want to just kind of hang out with us in there on a regular basis. We talk every day. We talk about literally everything. And we just keep each other company. It's great.
We had a hell of a time. Well, y'all had a hell of a time talking about World Cup.
Yeah, that was a great game. But you get more than just that, right? You get the Madden content that we're doing. You get access to our Post-Podium Conversations, which is a press conference reaction video that I do, which is really exciting and all that kind of stuff. And you also get access to the video review series that I do with Coach D, who is a Buffalo Bills alum that played with the Bills back in the 90s. And, we kind of go through, Bills tape and talk about upcoming matchups, or we're talking about what went wrong in previous games, and just kind of give you as much of a player's point of view as we possibly can. So a lot of good stuff in our membership program. If you're interested in that, you do get a free month. It's $1.99. You don't need to do that at all if you really just want to enjoy the show for free. Like I said, the last thing I got to get out there, and I'm doing this because we got time today. Normally, I wouldn't be talking this much, but
yes, you would.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true. I'm lying, like crazy. Our fantasy football league still has 4 spots open if you want it. Okay, we're at 10 teams right now. Technically, we can start. But if you want to contact us, our email is in the description of this video. Make sure you tune in. Make sure you tap that link. That'll send you right to our email. Just type in, hey, I want to get in on the fantasy football. I will send you the invite link, get you in there. It's a free league. We do have a custom championship chain thing that we're doing for the winner of the league. You also get the prize of being able to change one rule in our fantasy league for the upcoming season, okay? So big stakes on the line this season for fantasy football. Make sure you get in where you fit in, all right? This has been the Post-Podium Podcast, home of the all-truth, no sodium takes, and voice of...
Couldn't even get it out. That's okay.
I tried. Voice of the critical thinking fan. I have been your co-host, Aramis.
And I've been 40 Keys.
All right. Y'all have a grandiose night. Peace.
It's been a pleasure.